Consumer Protection. The officials for tonight's game are back judge Luke Hollenbeck, side judge Justin Lauf, field judge Casey Bart, line judge Scott Whitlock, umpire Andrew Workhahn, and head linesman Lance Lucas, and your head referee Brian Yanish. And those are your officials for tonight's game, brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office. After this, from the South Dakota Attorney General, we'll be back with that pregame conversation with Coach Anderson right here on Jammin' Country 103.
With all the snow and cold temperatures, it's that time of year.
I'm good. This weather obviously cranked up. Monday through Wednesday this week was really hot, and a lot of people shutting down early if they're working outside. And obviously we did everything we could to avoid practice in the afternoon, the hottest part of the day.
Right.
So we moved our practices to 8 o'clock at night, and quite honestly, it's worked out really well. It's given us much more time during the day to prepare for practice and prepare for the week, as well as try and get a little bit ahead for next week. We have a short week, so it's worked out in our favor, and the weather's been great at night, and we've been able to get everything done we need.
Not only is it game week, Coach, but it's rivalry week as well. You and D-Dub got a little bit of a rivalry going, but lately it really hasn't been a rivalry. You guys have really dominated that, winning the last 6 straight and dominating the Chamber of Commerce Traveling Trophy. It's pretty much yours. You might as well write your name on it. What are you guys expecting from D-Dub this year? You got Austin Lee coming back at quarterback and a dynamic running back coming back for you guys to handle with.
They have a lot of weapons on offense. They're very veteran savvy too. The thing you can't do in college is you can't coach experience, and they have it. They have it on offense, they have it on defense, and they're honestly they're very solid. They can be complicated, they can be simple, they can mix it up, and you can do that with veterans. And so it's a lot of fun for them, not for us. They're a good team. And yeah, whenever we play them, the first week, it's a game week, it's a rivalry week, you're right. It's fun, but it's also extremely challenging, and it just wears you out all week thinking about it, and then trying not to think about it, but trying to prepare best you can.
And they're coming to try and break that streak against you guys. Is that something that's been talked about in the locker room, not letting it get into your heads about the streak or anything like that, just focusing on winning the game?
Yeah, we don't talk about the streak because, quite frankly, this is a new team every year. This team hasn't beaten anybody,
right,
let alone DWU. We haven't even played a game yet, so that's the only thing that we concentrate on. The team last year won, that's great. The team before that year won, and so on and so forth, and that's great. But this team hasn't done anything, so they can't be feeling good or comfortable or acting like they've achieved anything just because of past history. We've learned that doesn't work, and so we make sure we are paying attention to the details that matter and really just kind of focusing on what we do. We got to play hard. We got to play fast. Offensively, we can't turn the ball over. Defensively, we have to limit that dynamic, powerful offense to no big plays or as few as possible. And then on special teams, we got to be able to do our best to control field position. If we do those things, then that's the kind of discipline and structure that we need in the game to have any kind of success, no matter who we play.
And lastly, Coach, I know winning is one of the things you want to get done this weekend, but what are a couple of things you want to accomplish no matter whether you win or lose?
Well, and like I said, really just trying to keep our penalties at a minimum. We don't want to get in our own way and be our own problem. Turnovers, same way, I'd rather our guys run rather than throw into traffic unless we have to force something, unless the situation calls for it. If it's 4th down and we need something, we have to make something happen, sure. But we just have to really just ball control. So time of possession, we got to win the turnover battle, and we got to win the field position battle. And if we win those 3 things, there's a really good possibility you can come out on top.
Back with you here in the MDL broadcast booth, and I do want to go ahead and just give a public apology, ladies and gentlemen, and that's my fault and nothing courtesy of the studio, and that was last week's interview with Coach Anderson, so apologies on that. So no actual pregame for this week fully. We do have a preview of the game online at amazingmadison.com that can catch some of the audio from this week's pregame interview with Coach. So personal apologies on that, and I'll be on the ball for next week. But we are still in the F&M pregame show. I appreciate you joining us here today. We are now at the portion of the pregame show where we get to our players to watch. We're going to start with the opposing team. We got a couple of players on each side that we want to look at here as a player to look out for and, of course, to watch in today's game. Starting off with Kaiser Helterbrand, the quarterback for the Eagles here. Kaiser Helterbrand, he split reps last season with another young quarterback on the team. He got about 7 games in, got a decent bit of reps in at quarterback, but where he really shined, he was an all-purpose first-team back in the WIAC last year, so he can do a bevy of things, and now he's got the reins at quarterback. So if he can be dialed in at the quarterback position and continue to run the football the way he did this past season, it's going to be a problem for the Trojans tonight. But the good thing about the Trojans, they have a good run defense. But that is a player to watch, Mr. Kaiser Helterbrand, the quarterback of the Eagles. Next up, next player to watch for the Eagles, Ryan Daines, a linebacker returning for the Eagles this season. Going to be a senior this season, 6'2", 240, second team all WIAC last year, one of the veterans on this team. There's a whole lot of players last season that were all conference, about 15 to be exact in total, and not many have come back. A ton were seniors and graduated away, but guys like Ryan Daines coming back to be a senior this year is the veteran leadership you want to have on defense if you are the Eagles after a successful season last year, and he's going to help carry this defense and help the Eagles try and get a win over the Trojans in the Ag Bowl. Now for your Dakota State Trojans, of course. Starting off with our first player to watch for the Trojans tonight, Cole Ciliuson. Cole Ciliuson, a dual and sometimes triple threat for this offense. He starts at receiver, and he is the punter for this team. And in week 1, he was the surest set of hands out there, ladies and gentlemen. He was catching nearly everything that came his way. He had 9 receptions for 91 yards and averaged 10 yards per reception. He had so many clutch catches that extended drives for the Trojans. It's big part of the reason the Trojans were 4-5 on 4th down against Dakota Wesleyan in week 1. Mr. Cole Ciliuson, a wide receiver and punter for the Trojans. And lastly, the second player to watch for the Trojans tonight, Mr. Jay Skogerbo, the starting free safety for the Trojans. Skogerbo got an interception in the first week of action and is one of the leaders on this defense as well. Skogerbo, a junior, standing at 6'1". His presence is felt on the defensive side as a starting safety. He really leads this defense, and his leadership is going to be paramount for a defense that's going to lead the way for this Trojan team throughout the course of this season. And those are your players to watch today in the F&M pregame show. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll continue on with our F&M pregame show. When we come back, we're going to have a look at our projected starting lineups for tonight's game. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Still around the corner from kickoff in the F&M pregame show here on Jammin' Country 103.
Get the power.
At Madison Regional Health System, we're committed to providing quality health care close to home. Our healthcare system includes over 270 knowledgeable and skilled employees who are dedicated to providing exceptional inpatient and outpatient healthcare services to you and your loved ones. As an award-winning critical access hospital, we are honored to serve and support our local athletes. For over 135 years, we have made your health our priority. For over 50 years, Rosebud Wood Products has been serving America's cabinetry needs. Family owned and operated, with employees who have been a part of the Rosebud family for decades. They're big enough to handle any job, yet small enough to make sure your project matters. Quality doesn't cost. It pays. So pay the Rosebud Factory and Showroom a visit today. Or visit us online at rosebudwood.com.
Heartland Energy is a future-focused name. It encompasses everything that we do and the core purpose of who Heartland is.
Anybody can sell you electricity. It's the way our people help our communities grow and therefore have a purpose to that energy.
We're constantly looking for different ways to serve our customers the best that we possibly can.
We're community-owned and we exist to serve our communities.
Who is Dakota State University? We are dedicated, disciplined, determined. We are more than students, more than educators.
Fine. Welcome to a momentous evening in Dakota State University athletics history. At this point, I would like to hand the microphone over to Dr. Griffiths, the president of Dakota State University.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff. Greetings to all of you and to the many Beacom family members that are all friends that are here this evening. Dan was a student at DSU from 1977 to 1979, and he graduated with a BS in sociology. He was a runner in high school, and he continued running here. He loved the sport, and he encouraged many people to follow him into the sport. And he was the one who actually persuaded Miles Beacom, his brother, to come here to DSU. Anne and family, I want to say to you, there you are, there you are, thank you. I want to say thank you so much. It's an honor for us to name this track complex for Dan Beacom. I just want everyone to know, I've talked to a lot of people about Dan Beacom and what they remember of him. And everyone, to a person, says he was a good man. And we want our students to be inspired by good men and women. So thank you so much.
I would like to make a special thank you to Denny Sanford and all that he has done for Dakota State. And he's down around the corner. I'd love everyone to give him a round of applause as well. Thank you, Denny. I would also like to thank Dave Rosenboom, Floyd Rummo, Ben Marcello, and the rest of the Premier family. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here having this celebration tonight. This is an incredible honor for this beautiful track to be named after my brother Dan Beacom. Our mother really wanted to be here tonight, and she passed away Sunday. But she's in heaven with my father and my brother, and they're looking down at this track with a huge smile. Dan has always had a passion to help kids. He was with the JDC for over 30 years, which is the Sioux Falls Juvenile Detention Center. And it was amazing the kids that he had an impact on. I don't know how many times I would be out with him and somebody would come up and say, "Thank you, Dan, for taking the time, for caring about me, and helping me straighten my life out." And that was Dan with everything he did. Dan was an incredible brother. He was my best friend. He was a mentor. And I had the opportunity to run with him for 2 years here at Dakota State. Just about every year, for 2 years, I ran at least one relay with him in every meet. And those are memories that I will cherish for a lifetime. A huge thank you for President Griffiths and the rest of the Dakota State team. This is such an impressive track. All I can say is thank you and God bless.
We have a plaque that we'd like to offer to Ann and her family, and it reads, Dan Beacom began his running career at O'Gorman High School, where he earned the nickname the Flying Redhead. He was a middle distance runner and captain of the track team. Dan was proud to be a graduate of Dakota State University, where he ran with his best friend, favorite teammate, and brother Miles. While there, he ran the 440, 880, sprint medley relay, mile relay, 2-mile relay, and distance medley relay. After college, he continued to compete in track meets, road races, marathons, and half marathons with his children, brother, and friends. He instilled the love of running in many people, attending countless cross-country and track meets, cheering on those he loved as well as complete strangers. Dan married Ann Roman in 1987, and they had 3 children, Jordan, Jonah, and Hannah. This plaque will be a part of the facilities, and we'd like to present a plaque to Ann and the family and to Miles. We also have some commemorative batons that we'd like to present to the Roman family. One of these batons will be in the trophy case of Dakota State University as a part of our track program. Okay. We got all the kids? We got a couple of extras here. All right. Just go ahead and put it back. All right. At this time, we're going to turn the microphone over to Ann to offer a few comments.
Well, thank you so much. Dan would love this. And he would have loved to have run on this track. On behalf of my family and all the Beacoms, thank you so much for this honor. What a great way to commemorate Dan. He loved Dakota State and all the great friends he made here, especially the track team. And boy, did he have stories. He loved running. He loved watching and cheering on others, those he knew, and even strangers. In fact, we were at the conference meet last spring, and we may have seen some of you compete. The president asked us who we were there to cheer on, and we said no one and everyone. Dan even gave given the opportunity, Dan even gave coaching advice to others, even if it wasn't asked for. And I know there are a number of people here who he coached. We even went to our son's track meets. He's a track coach, and we went there to cheer him on. If Dan were here, he would say he didn't deserve this. He would name a lot of other people that he thought were more deserving. But Dan, you deserve this. As much as I wish you were here, I know you have the best seat in the house. Thank you.
All right, we have one more thing. Okay. That is the cutting of the ribbon. Lisa? Do you want to take that end and slide down here?
Jake says don't run with those. Don't run with the scissors.
All right, we'll let you have that general side. And right there in the middle.
Come on up, you guys.
Slide on up a little bit.
I'll take a couple pictures of you smiling, and then I'll say, go ahead, and I'll get a couple pictures of you cutting, okay? All right, everybody look right here. Okay, go ahead when you're ready.
Daniel's right next to you.
Okay, folks. That's all for you guys. So if you want to go through that gate there and come up on top, you can have your seats, and we'll get ready to kick off and roll here. Do you guys want to keep this, or? I didn't know. Ann, did you want to keep this ribbon?
Maybe for a little bit.
We don't have to.
I'm not a keeper of much. But
Okay. All right. Folks, if we'll go to our seats now, we'll do the national anthem, and we'll get ready to roll.
Just stand out there a bit.
Yeah, we'll let it clear just a hair, and then we'll go.
So far, so good. I'm sure you don't remember me, but I'm Amanda Boyd.
Mic check. 1, 2. Mic check.
Who is Dakota State University? We are dedicated, disciplined, determined. We are more than students, more than educators, more than alumni. We are Trojans. Dynamic, driven, distinctive. This is who we are, and nothing can stand in our way.
Heartland Energy is a future-focused name. It encompasses everything that we do and the core purpose of who Heartland is.
Anybody can sell you electricity. It's the way our people help our communities grow and therefore have a purpose to that energy.
We're constantly looking for different ways to serve our customers the best that we possibly can.
We're community owned and we exist to serve our communities.
At Madison Regional Health System
broadcast booth, we are just moments away from kickoff here in Madison, about 5 minutes or so. We're still in the F&M pregame show. F&M pregame show brought to you by F&M Co-op Oil in Madison for new tires and tire repair. Make sure you see the experienced team at F&M in Madison. At the portion of the pregame show where we dive into our keys to the game. No current sponsor for keys to the game, but feel free to bring in sponsorship. Keys to the game for tonight. We've got 3 of them. We're going to have 3 of them every night throughout the course of the season. Number 1 on our keys to the game it's a pretty simple one. You probably hear it every time a football team's about to go out and play, and that's protect your quarterback. Protecting your quarterback is paramount. Aiden Jungers in week 1 was running for his life, and as a result got thrown around a bit by the Dakota Wesleyan Tigers. And you don't want to have your quarterback running for his life out there. You need the protection from the offensive line. You know, I've been here in practice. I see that the communication is excellent, but the blocking's got to be there just where the communication's at. The blocking's got to be just as good as communication, and to protect your quarterback. Quarterback's got a lot of talent, got a lot of talented quarterbacks on this roster. You want to keep them throughout the course of the game. You got to have one going throughout the entirety to get a rhythm so this offense can be steady throughout the course of the game. Conference play is next week. You got to protect your quarterback and have a guy in back-to-back weeks at least. Or because you don't want to be starting a third quarterback in the third week of the season. Number 2, make them pay for their mistakes. Last season against the Eagles, they had 7 penalties for 90 yards. Didn't suffer for most of it because the Trojans only put up 7 points, and you got to put up more points than that. When teams are raking up the penalties and giving you 90 yards worth of field position, you got to take advantage of it. You got to put points on the board. You got to score, whether it's a touchdown or you come away with just a field goal's worth of points. You have to put some points on the board when teams are making mistakes like that. Take advantage of their mistakes and make them pay for every single one they make when you get the chance. And your third key of tonight's game, protect the football. There was a fumble in last week's game. There were 2 interceptions in last week's game. That's 3 turnovers. 3 turnovers just right there for the Trojans. You can't have that if you want to win ball games. You can't let the team on the other side of the field get takeaways and give the ball back. You gotta own the time of possession, be able to march down the field and maintain the football. So protect that football tonight, and that starts with protecting your quarterback. If you don't protect the quarterback, how can you protect the football? Because that is the guy that orchestrates your offense and makes everything go. And those are your keys to the game. Just a short few minutes away from our kickoff here tonight. In the meantime, we have got some notables about the teams, about the series that we want to share with you guys before things get kicked off here. Here shortly, we'll have captains from the teams as the Trojans have made their way out onto the field go to the midfield point, and we'll get our captains for the night. But let's take a look at some things about the 2 teams and their history. Dakota State and Wisconsin lacrosse, this is their 3rd ever meeting. Dakota State fell short in the game last season, obviously losing 42-7, but they've lost both games against the Eagles so far, and the Eagles have put up 42 points in both meetings. Wisconsin lacrosse is picked to finish 2nd in the NCAA Division III's conference. Wisconsin Intercollegiate Athletic Association behind Wisconsin Whitewater. The Eagles finished 12th in the final poll last season and 11th in the AFCA poll. Your Trojans are seeking their first win over a Division III team at home since September 21st of 2019, defeating the Eagles' conference foe, Wisconsin Stevens Point, 38-21 in the Trojans' Day homecoming football game back in 2019. The Ag Bowl is what we are playing tonight, the 8th annual Ag Bowl. And if you didn't know it, the Trojans are 5-7. If you missed that point in the pregame, I'm pretty sure we mentioned that to you. But there has been 7 previous games played, and the Ag Bowl football game continues its tradition into the 8th year with Dakota State Athletics Department extending a thank you to the local farmers and agriculture business.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Representative at 489-2171 at Wilbur Ellis. They never stop looking ahead.
At Madison Regional Health System, we're committed to providing quality health care close to home. Our healthcare system includes over 270 knowledgeable and skilled employees who are dedicated to providing exceptional inpatient and outpatient healthcare services to you and your loved ones. As an award-winning critical access hospital, we are honored to serve and support our local athletes. For over 135 years, we have made your health our priority.
This your place? No. I live with my mom.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you hungry? No. I just had a
76, growing organic oats, soybeans, alfalfa, and corn. They are also strong supporters of Dakota State, with several family members who have degrees or have worked at DSU. Please give them a round of applause.
Wisconsin lacrosse, you're the visiting team. You may choose heads or tails. That's heads, that's tails. And your call? Go ahead. Heads is the call. It is tails. You've won the toss. Defer to the second half. You want to, which way you want to receive? Which way do you want to kick? We want to defend that. Yep, go ahead, turn our backs to that goal. Dakota State has kicking from this end. Good luck, gentlemen.
In week one. Hayden Jungers is second in the North Star Athletic Association with 236 passing yards after week one for DSU. Cole Ciliuson is also second in the conference with 91 receiving yards. Ty Sortman tied for third for rushing touchdowns with 1 touchdown. Dakota State ranks third as a team in the North Star Conference, 344 total offensive yards. The Trojans lead the league with 270 passing yards per completion with 11.7 yards per completion. DSU's defense is third in the league, allowing just 76 rushing yards per game. And the Trojans set the ball at the field, and we are ready to get this one kicked off. Oh, and then that lovely wind, which looks at that just shows you how good the wind is blowing tonight. Then blowing the ball off the tee already. looks like the kickoff returner for the Eagles is going to be a 6-foot-tall, 190-pound junior, Tyler Stubbendick, wearing number 23. And here we go. Aiden James getting set to kick this off for the Trojans. We're going to begin action here at the Dan Beacom Track Complex for the first time. Let's get it going. And we're off with Thursday night football action in Madison. And here's the return from about the 5-yard line, coming up the middle. Not a whole lot of room. He gets past one guy, doesn't make it to the 30. About the 27 is where the Eagles will begin this drive. We'll double check for you as soon as we get it up on the board here and where the ball gets marked officially, and we'll get this possession going. Trojan defense, you just heard them, they allowed 76 rushing yards in week 1. Let's see if they can keep it under 80 once again. It's a tall task, but this defense has a lot of veterans on it. 4 of the 5 captains are on the defense. All right, ball is indeed at the 27. And here we go. This Eagle offense is out here. We got 2 receivers near side, none on the far end. Got Helterbrand in at quarterback with Bowman on his left hip. Going to take the snap. Hand off to Bowman. He's got it going right side. He got a little bit of room. Got almost to the second level. He's taken down about 5 yards into his run there. I think he got 5. Oh, a little more than 5. He did get 6, so he did indeed make it all the way through there. Going to take a look at 2nd down and 4 now for the Trojan defense. And now they're making a little bit more interesting. A lot more guys split out wide. Got trips stacked up, bunched up on this near side, right at the 30 at the numbers. And 1 receiver far. In the pistol is Helterbrand and Bowman in the backfield. 1 receiver in motion a little bit, coming in a little bit. Handoff is to Bowman going right side. Going to be stifled by the defense. Maybe get 2 yards on that one. They're sniffing it out as they say no, no, no. Not going to come at this defense that only allowed 76 rushing yards last week. We don't care who you are. And we got an extremely healthy home crowd here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The parking lots are packed. The stands are packed. You got people standing up. There's so many people in attendance. You love to see it. Got 13 minutes and 45 seconds in this opening quarter. We're scoreless. Got 1 receiver near side, 1 far. The ball is on the far side hash. Helterbrand. Then the pistol again. Handoff. Oh, taken down in the backfield. Big time hit. Oh, my goodness. Coming in to make the play. Cooper Maris. The big time takedown in the backfield for the loss, and it's going to set up a 3rd and out for these Eagles. That's a big time play from Cooper Maris. Almost didn't find his number there for a second, but man, you sure saw him on the field with the takedown and a loss of about 2 or 3. It's a 4th and 6 here, and they are punting this one away. Just a 3-play, what ends up being 4-yard drive. Oh, they might could have got that one instead of letting that one fly back, but I understand. 23 with the touch there. That's going to bounce over there to the Trojan 35. They might give it a little bit more yardage. Looks like they will. So that is indeed a 3-play, 4-yard drive and a punt away to start this action for the Eagles. And the Trojans hold, and the Trojan offense is about to make their way onto the field. Quarterback this week, Brady Dannenbring, wearing number 18, coming from Winona State. A former All-State quarterback back in high school. Looking to make his mark here as the Trojans march out onto the field. Dannon bringing the gun early with Ortman on his left hip. 2 receivers on the far side of the field. Balls between the 2 hashes. Takes a snap. Handoff Ortman coming right side. Met right by a pair of defenders. They got through Jetland. And on that tackle, Jack Kelly, the first. Only a yard for Ortman. Trojans starting this possession from their own 37-yard line. 10 yards better starting field position than the Eagles. You got trips on the far side of the field. 1 receiver near Ortman on the left hip of Dannenbring. He takes a snap, fakes a handoff, looking left side pass complete to Austin Lake. That's going to get maybe 4 yards on that catch and run there. Looking at a 3rd and maybe 5, but there's a flag in the middle of the field here. Let's see what the penalty could be. We might be able to hear it from our officials. They do have those mics on. They got some good speakers out here now at the Dan Beacom Track Complex. 7 here. Only a 3-yard gain. All right, 2 receivers on the far side of the field now. 1 receiver near. Helterbrand in the pistol. He says, come up to my left hip, Mr. Bowman. Taking the snap a little high, hands it off to Bowman. He's going right side. He's got some room left now. Cuts back, taken down by 3 Trojans. He's going to get about 4 or 5 on that, and they're going to advance the ball a little bit more. Eagles really testing this stout run defense of the Trojans, but they are mixing it up a little bit on both sides, or both options, through the air and on the ground. 10 minutes and 40 seconds left in the opening quarter. Got 2 receivers near side. Taking the snap. Helterbrand looking. Going to dump it low. Catch made, but taken down immediately by the Trojan defense. Was that Skogerbo? Oh, man. It was not. That was Cooper Maris again. Cooper Maris has been everywhere tonight for the Trojans, running all along the field, and we got a 4th down and 2. And the Eagles are going to punt this bad boy away again. A pair of 3 and outs for the Trojan defense. See the coaches over here getting a bit fired up for that one. The Trojans allowed 8 yards this time, twice as many, but still less than 10, and you can't be mad at it. You love the scenario. And there's the punt away. It's going to be super short and bounce back in the direction positively for the Trojans. So you're going to be looking at about the 40-yard line, 41, where that official's giving you the mark at. Yep, about 41, and that's where the Trojans will take over offensively. The good thing about this is the Trojans haven't had to sit on the sidelines long after each possession. They come right back out there, still a little bit warm, and ready to redo that first attempt. And the Trojans will indeed be starting from their own 41, even better field position than the opening drive. Let's see what they can do with it. Ball's on this near side hash. 2 receivers on the far end of the field. Brady takes the snap, hand off to Ortman. Too many guys in the backfield meeting him. Oh, man, they sniffed it out from the jump. Nobody was fooled there. Ortman had nowhere to go. As soon as he touched the ball, it was like, where'd I go?
Number 1 on the defense.
There's no holes.
We'll sit out 1
3
play
Eagles here.
for helmet coming off.
At 9 minutes and 15 seconds left in this opening quarter. Got about a 3-yard loss on that one for the Trojans, so we're looking at 2nd down and 13. Two receivers near side, 1 far. Ortman goes in motion to this right side on the near side. Dump off pass, catch, loss of about 4 yards on that play. Not the most ideal play calls here. The catches are being made, the handoffs are being completed, but every bit of it's being sniffed out by the Eagles. Got 8 minutes and 35 seconds in this opening quarter. It's 3rd and 17 now for the Trojans. 3rd and long. Got 2 receivers on the far side of the field, 1 near. Ball between the 2 hashes. Dannenbrink taking the snap, looking left side. Got a lot of pressure coming his way, letting it fly, though. Way over the head of the receiver in that direction. And you know the punt team's coming out now. Some empty possessions there for the Trojans, and nothing too pretty. So it's a 4th and 17. Trojans lost 7 yards on that play, on that drive. And punt team's getting set to give it back. It's going to be a defensive night for both teams. That's the way it is shaping up, and that's kind of how the matchup started last year, scoreless in the opening quarter, and then things blew open, and at least one team decided to score for a while. And, oh, my goodness, getting in pressure on Cole Ciliuson in the back. It's off the lineman again. It's picked up by the defense. The Eagles take it in for a touchdown, and the person that picked it up looks like it was number 8, Ryan Bartol. And he's going to run all the way in the end zone for a touchdown for the Eagles. But there's a flag on the play, and you got to hope this bad boy comes back.
It might just turn back on.
let's see if we can get something from our officials here and see if that's going to bring things back in favor of the Trojans. To
on the field
get
during the return. Illegal blindside block on the return team. Going to be a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, Wisconsin lacrosse.
It is an illegal blindside penalty on the defense, and that's going to be an automatic first down. That is an interesting scenario right there. Oh, wait, excuse me. It's a penalty against the defense. It doesn't give the Trojans the ball back, but it bounces them back 15 yards from Jake Studer. Jake Studer gets the Eagles inside the red zone over here of the Trojans. It's the biggest play of the game so far, easily. And it's a first down for the Eagles here. Helterbrand, handoff, coming up the middle. Not a whole lot of room to go there. And looks like Bowman on the carry.
Number 69, Dakota State must sit out one play for helmet coming off.
Okay, helmet come off of one of our players there. Got a quick.
For helmet coming off.
Okay, helmet come off of one of our players there. Got a quick substitution here. The ball is on the 14 now, just a 2-yard gain. Or it looks like, from a distance, looks like more than 2, but it's definitely 2 yards. 2nd and 8 coming up for the Eagles. Big-time plays from the Eagles to get down in the red zone position. 2 receivers near side, 1 far. Ball between the 2 hashes. Helterbrand in the pistol. Bowman in the backfield. Got a receiver in motion going left to right. Hands it to Bowman. Got some room right side, taken down by a few Trojan defenders. One of those in on the tackle was Colin Brueggemann. And the Eagles are moving down into scoring position here. We've got a first and 5. Or, excuse me, first and goal from the 5. It says 1st and 5 on the board. Got just over 6 minutes left in the open quarter. Still scoreless for now. Eagles take the snap. Fakes a handoff to Bowman, rolling right side. Oh, big-time defensive play by the Trojans. Caden Ing in there with the big bat down. If he hadn't been so determined to do the bat down already, he might have been in position to jump across and make a catch there for an interception, but we'll take the defensive play regardless of how it ends up, as long as it was not a score, and it wasn't. Clock stopped at 5:58 in this opening quarter. We're still scoreless here. No offensive passing yards for the Trojans so far, but 26 for the Eagles. We got Tripp stacked up on this near side. Nobody far side of the field. Helterbrand in the gun. Bowman on his right hip. He's going to get it. He's going to keep it going right side. He found some gap. He goes back to the middle, and he gets into the end zone. It's a touchdown for the Eagles, but there is a flag on the play. And let's see what our flag is on here.
Holding.
76.
Offense.
Holding on number 76 on the offense. That's the center honorable mention from last year, Noah Coleman. And that is going to back things up 10 yards. The second penalty for the Eagles. This is where I was talking about make them pay for their mistakes. They've already got 2 penalties for 25 yards. Make sure they don't score here. That would be the real exclamation point here. Hold off a touchdown. It's 2nd down and 15 now. You're in good position to get the stop. Got 2 receivers near side, 2 far. In the pistol, Helterbrand, Bowman, in at running back. He gets the handoff, taken down pretty quickly. I don't even know if he got a yard on that one, ladies and gents. That's going to be good. That's a good signage there for the Trojans. Going to be looking at 3rd and 15 if he didn't get a yard, 3rd and 14 if he got 1, but he got no more than that. 5.5 minutes left in this opening quarter. Still scoreless here in Madison. Trojans on the sidelines trying to get the crowd pumped up for this key 3rd and 19. So he did lose some yardage on that one. Or 3rd and 14, excuse me. Things are getting mixed up here on the scoreboard. Helterbrand takes a snap, looking left side, nowhere to go, hands it off to Bowman. Whole bunch of Trojans waiting for him there at the second level as he tried to get some extra yardage. And that's going to be short of the goal line here. And we are now looking at 4th down here. Getting the confusion worked out here on the scoreboard. It is indeed 4th and goal for the Eagles. 4 minutes and 39 seconds left in the opening quarter. You got some Trojans trying to get fired up here, starting to chant, block that kick. As we got a field goal attempt here from Mr. Michael Stack, the young sophomore. Let's go Trojan defense. Do we see the first points of the game? And it is through the uprights, and there you go. We see our first points in this one, and it is a made field goal by the Eagles. And it is 3-0 Eagles on top of the Trojans here at the Dan Beacom Track Complex in Madison, Wisconsin. Lacrosse up by 3 points on your Dakota State Trojans. We're going to take a quick break in the action. When we get back, Trojans get the ball back, and we're going to see if they can answer with a touchdown here on Jammin' Country 103.
In this moment, Heartland Energy is a future-focused name. It encompasses everything that we do and the core purpose of who Heartland is.
Anybody can sell you electricity. It's the way our people help our communities grow and therefore have a purpose to that energy.
We're constantly looking for different ways to serve our customers the best that we possibly can.
We're community-owned and we exist to serve our communities.
It's a new era at DSU. Dakota State University is rising. Dakota State University athletics are rising. Rising to new heights of performance, of engagement, of fandom. Get ready to
Plan with pride.
Back with you here in the MDL broadcast booth. We're here at the Dan Beacom Track Complex for some 8th Annual Ag Bowl action. And the Trojans trail 3-0 as they receive this kickoff here, trying to get a return and get down the field. Taken down pretty quickly by a few Eagles here. And it took 3 to get them down. And there's our return. We're at 4 minutes and 7 seconds left in this opening quarter. Wisconsin Lacrosse up 3-0 over Dakota State. Trojan offense coming back out here to get things situated. And let's see what this Trojan offense can do now. It's a beautiful day here in Madison. If you didn't know it, a great breeze, not too much heat. It's going to get a little bit hotter going into the weekend, but it's a perfect day out here right now for some football. The field looks amazing. I know the players are feeling awesome about being able to play on this turf field. They haven't ever had turf field here at Dakota State, so it's definitely a difference. 2 receivers near side, 1 far. Handoff is to Ortman up the – no, actually Dannenbrink keeps that one going on the left side and sending Ortman as a distraction on the right.
78, Dakota State.
That first down
Let's sit
play.
out one
Let's
play.
see.
Helmet coming off.
We had a helmet come off on one of the offensive linemen. That came off of Ruiz. And going to have Cawley come in. Kendall Cawley, a 6'2", 265-pound freshman at right tackle. And here we go, a 2nd down and 9 after just the 1-yard gain on the carry by Dannenbrink. Handoff, Ortman coming right side, a little bit of room, trying to power through a couple of guys. We'll push for it, getting about 3 yards on top of that. They might be a little ungenerous and give him a couple. Trojans got to trust the run game a little bit more. Use Ortman. He was a second-team all-conference player last year and looking to spread his wings here in week 2. Getting the call back from the sideline, taking something new. Got 2 receivers far side, 1 near. Ortman in the backfield on the left hip of Dannenbrink. He's going to take the snap. He's looking left side. Going to let it fly. Catch made. Tackle made. Not a whole lot of room to go for Mr. Austin Lake after that reception, but at least we've got some sure hands on this team. Now we're sitting at a 4th and 4, 4 yards, and the offense is going to come off the field. A little high five there to Lake from Dannenbrink for the Trojans make their way off the field. All right, and we're set to punt this away. Another 3 and out for the Trojans, and that punt has got some good leg on it all the way to the 25. A good punt from Silius in here. And Trojan trips over his own feet trying to make the tackle. He's all the way to the 40. Are the Eagles on the return? Got at least 15 yards on that. It's not something you like to see. And now the Eagles will come back out with their offense. We'll see if the Trojan defense can hold this time around. They've been tested through the air and on the ground today. A little bit the same of last week's experimenting on this defense, but air game been a little bit more effective once again. Got 3 receivers near side, none on the far end. Ball on the far side hash, though. Helterbrand in the gun with, he's dropping back. We got a new running back in there, as a matter of fact. Looking, nowhere to go. No pressure on this quarterback. He has all day, and he's going to run near side. Going to get all the way to the 50, 55, and 7 yards about into Trojan territory. My goodness. Nowhere on this side of the field, and nobody was anywhere close to getting Mr. Helterbrand. Receiver might could have ran a whole nother different route and got open. He had that much time in the pocket. And that's a big first down for the Eagles here. They're all the way to the 42 of the Trojans. Taking the snap, Helterbrand, handoff coming near side. Got a different back in there. That's Gabe Lynch, a 5'9", 200-pound sophomore. Got a new quarterback in, actually. It's not Helterbrand. That is Zach Wire, a 6'3", 200-pound sophomore. Getting some work in. Not sure what's going with Helterbrand here, or if he was pushed out to a different spot at receiver or anything. Nope. Don't see him on the field, so the backup is in right now for whatever reason. Going in motion left to right. Got a receiver. Handoff to the back here. Going up the middle is Gabe Lynch. On a 2nd and 11, he's going to push and get about 6 or 7 yards on that carry. A good piece of running from
timeout. Dakota State.
Lynch.
First charge, timeout of the half.
And there's a timeout from Dakota State. We're going to take a timeout as well. There's 32 seconds left in this first half. It's a 3-0 lead for the Wisconsin Lacrosse Eagles over your Dakota State Trojans.
This your place? No. I live with my mom.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you hungry?
No. I just had a bite.
Do you want a corn dog or something like that? Mom! Corn dogs!
I'm good.
Mom! Corn dogs! You never know what she's doing in there. Mom!
He really needs to get a place of his own.
Heartland Energy is a future-focused name. It encompasses everything that we do and the core purpose of who Heartland is.
Back with you here at the Dan Beacom Track Complex. We're here in the MDL broadcast booth. We've got 32 seconds left in this opening quarter. Your Trojans trail 3-0 to the Wisconsin Lacrosse Eagles here for the 8th annual Ag Bowl. All right. We got 2 receivers near side, 1 far. And it looks like Helterbrand is back in. No, he's not in at quarterback. It's Weir still. And a good ball in position to make an interception, but oh my goodness, with the first team sure hands by Jack Studer. And that's a big-time catch in first down. And that was a tough catch over, let's see, that was on Kenai Johnson on the far side of the field. That was a big-time catch, and they're all the way down in the same position they were before, inside the red zone, a little bit deeper than before. They might actually have a first-and-goal situation now. Yes, they do, after the big-time pass. A couple of big explosive plays have led to some trouble for DSU. They're going to take a quick timeout. We'll keep it right here, though, and hang around and see if we can put some of these things together. And we got some, and that's going to actually bring it into the first quarter here. It's 3-0 here at the Dan Beacom Track Complex. Wisconsin lacrosse on top of Dakota State. We will take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have the second quarter of action right here on
NAIA tournament teams from the 2023 winter and spring seasons. Please hold your applause until we announce our teams. First, we have the men's indoor and outdoor track and field teams under the direct coach of Anthony Dreeland and assisted by Alex Glover, Taylor Hauge, Deartist Williams, and Daedric Kibbe. The indoor squad won their second straight NSAA title, as well as their fourth title in the last 5 years. The outdoor squad extended their program streak to 4 consecutive NSAA titles after racking up a conference meet record of 310 points. And finally, the Trojans women's basketball team won back-to-back-to-back NSAA regular season titles, putting together an impressive 40-2 conference record in the past 3 seasons. The Trojans qualified for the NAIA National Tournament and advanced to the Fab Four for the first time in school history. The DSU women's team was under the guidance of David Moe, assisted by Jacob Lear, Carter Malone, and Danny Frisbee Griffin. Let's give these teams a round of applause.
For this past season, they're going to be journeying their way to a championship this year, and I'll be on the call for their games as well. Excited to get to basketball season once that comes around. If you know me, which a lot of people listening do not, I'm a big women's basketball guy, as the Trojans get in defensively there, trying to get a stop on this goal line stance here. Not much yardage there on that play. Can't see how many just yet. Everybody's gotten up maybe 2 yards. Looks like just 2 yards on that gain. Wisconsin lacrosse trying to march down the field. They're only 4 plays in, but they've gotten 51 yards, most of it coming off one big play before the end of the quarter. All right, they're on the 8-yard line. It's 2nd and goal. 1 receiver near side, 1 far. We have got Weir still in at quarterback here. He's rolling left side, nowhere to go. Going to keep on running. He might go sideline and just get some yards. And he does. Maybe 3 of them. An awkward run and go out of bounds there, but got a few yards nonetheless. We're in at quarterback. You got to wonder what happened to Helterbrand earlier in this one and hope that he's okay just from an injury perspective. I mean, Trojans want all the advantages they can get, but just from a health perspective, hope he is all right. But, yeah, Zach Weir here in at quarterback for however much longer. Running back has shifted back to Bowman. It's been a mix of Bowman and Lynch throughout the course of this one. And we got 2 receivers near side. Oh, we got a timeout for the Eagles. A little bit confusion going on over there, and that's the part of the Trojans mixing things up for a third
Wisconsin lacrosse
goal stance.
First
We're
time
going to take
out
a
of
quick timeout with them as well. When we come back, we'll see if that timeout helped them a little bit and see if they can get in the end zone. We don't want them to. Trojans need to stop here. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Jammin' Country 103.
Who is Dakota State University? We are dedicated, disciplined, determined. We are more than students, more than educators. more than alumni.
Back with you here in the MDL broadcast booth. We're here at the Dan Beacom Track Complex for its first football action of the season in the 8th Annual Ag Bowl. Wisconsin Lacrosse Eagles lead your Dakota State Trojans 3-0 in this early going. 13 minutes and 43 seconds left in the first half. Make sure you guys join us at halftime for the Wilbur Ellis halftime show. We're going to have head coach Darian Hardy from the Trojan baseball team come in for a quick halftime conversation. As the Eagles take the snap, fake the handoff, going to launch one right side, toss, corner of the end zone. Oh, my goodness. Good piece of defense from Duran. That is a good defensive play. It was a good pass by Weir there. Even better defense. Duran coming in, taking the starting spot of Michael Foster from last week, really showing why he needs to be this guy in here starting. He had a lot of good defensive possessions once he came in and got a lot of snaps in the course of the Dakota Wesleyan game and had a pivotal third down stop right there. 4th and goal for the Eagles here. 2 receivers near side, too far as well. Weir in the pistol on his right hip. He's got Bowman. Taking the snap, faking the handoff to Weir, looking right side, going to let it fly. End zone. Did he get his feet in? Oh, he did. Touchdown, Eagles. Just in the very back of the end zone, gets the toe tapped in, and a touchdown it is. Man, oh, man. Is there a flag on the field? No flags on the field, and it will be a good touchdown. And here comes the extra point for the Eagles here. And let's see if they can make it a 10-point game with this point after attempt here. Kick is up. Not a whole lot of pressure from the Trojan defense, and the kick is good. And there we are. The first touchdown score of the game has marched its way through the end zone. It was by the Eagles. Wisconsin Lacrosse leads this one 10-0 at the 8th Annual Ag Bowl at the Dan Beacom Track Complex. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll see if the Trojans can answer when they come back out on offense. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening and watching all the action here on Jammin' Country 103.
First Premier Bank has deep roots in South Dakota. Our ag bankers are homegrown experts committed to helping you find the right financial solution for your operation. With extensive experience in the industry, First Premier offers flexible options and local decisions designed to help you today and for generations to come. Find a First Premier Ag Banker nearest you at firstpremier.com/ag. First Premier Bank, investing in your growth. Member FDIC.
Who is Dakota State University? We are dedicated.
Back with you here in the Madison Discount Liquor broadcast booth. The Eagles getting set to kick this one back to the Trojans now. They lead 10-0 after their best drive of the game, 8 plays, 61 yards, and made their way into the end zone. They're starting to rev up the engines of that offense, and we need to do the same thing as the kick is away. And we've got our returners here. Returners for the Trojans are Jay Skogerbo and Tamarian Foster. Skogerbo on the return there, getting just across the 20. Taking an awkward spill there. It's going to get all the way to the 22, and that's where the Trojans will start this one. It's the exact same spot they started their previous possession. 13.5 minutes left in this first half. We'll see if the Trojans can get on the board before halftime. Definitely need to get some things rolling here. There have been opportunities, just need some protection. 2 receivers far side. Ortman in the backfield on the right hip of Danny Bring. He's rolling out right side. Got a lot of pressure coming his way. Going to throw on the run here. A tight window. And was it inbounds? Does not look like it was. Nobody trying to move the markers any bit forward. Out of bounds on that incomplete pass. 2nd down and 10. And it does stop the clock. It stopped at 13:23. You got trips on the far side of the field for the Trojans. 1 receiver near. Dan and Bring in the gun. Ortman on his right hip. We'll take the snap. Hand off to Ortman. He gives it to him. runs straight into a pair of Eagles and not a whole lot of room to go. Did he even get 1 yard? I don't know if they'll be generous enough to even give him one on that one. There's just not a whole lot of room, no gaps for him to run through. Still got a nice healthy crowd here in Madison with 13 minutes left in this first half. A reminder, if you missed it earlier, Coach Darian Hardy from the Dakota State baseball team, head coach, will be in here for a halftime conversation with us for our first halftime interview of the season. All right, Trojans got 2 receivers far side. Nobody near. Ball on the near side hash, though. Snap is away. Dannenbring looking right side. Going to let it fly. Up in the air. Oh! And 4 Eagles were in the area, but thankfully nobody could get to it as he tries to hit Austin Lake with a tight window pass with a lot of Eagles in the area. And no yardage on this drive for the Trojans as the punt unit comes on out at 3 plays and no yardage. The Trojans have yet to get double-digit yards on a drive so far in this one. And they're going to get set to punt this one back to the Eagles here. That 3-man line back there protecting Ciliuson. All right, looks like we have a new punter, as a matter of fact. The punt bounces all the way right into the hands of the young man over there on the return for the Eagles, and they're going to be just inside their own field position. They're going to start from their own 48 on this next possession. 1st and 10 for the Eagles coming up. A defensive battle, if you could call it that tonight. More, I would probably say, lean on the lack of offense more so than just stout defense. It's been a bad display here. Got total yardage here. 115 yards of offense so far for the Eagles and just 5 positive yards for the Trojans. All right, and the Eagles come out now. They're just a couple of yards away from midfield here. 2 receivers far side, 1 near. In the pistol, looks like we still have, or no, starting quarterback might have come back in. Let's take a look and see if we can see his number. Nope, we are still in at quarterback, if the backup is. Don't know if we'll see Hilterbrand for the rest of tonight. And it's just a 2-yard carry on the handoff. Got a new back in there getting in some work for the Trojans. They're having a heavy rotation going through here. That's the 3rd back that's gotten a touch here in this one. So they are at midfield right now. It's 2nd and 8. There's 12 minutes left in the first half. Still a 10-0 lead for the Eagles. Updates courtesy of the Farmers Ag scoreboard. So he takes the snap. Weir looking down the middle, going to let it fly. Cross. Oh, big time hit from the Trojans. He knocks his helmet off. Oh, my goodness. Oh, buddy. Oh. Now they got to check on him at midfield. But let's take a look at who laid the wood right there. If we can find his name, let's take a look at him. He's not in the 2 deep. He's just getting some work in. That's Gabriel Chambliss, a young sophomore with the biggest hit of the night so far. Woo, man! If y'all watching it on YouTube, make sure y'all clip that one and show Mr. Chambliss that big time hit. And thankfully, our athlete's going to be able to walk himself off the field under his own power after the big time hit from Chambliss there. It's a big time smack. This defense, they'll lay the wood, that's for sure. 3rd and 5 now for the Eagles. Let's see if the Trojans can hold here. The Trojans started off pretty well with just 6 plays and 12 yards, allowing the first 2 drives for the Eagles. It's been a little bit different ever since then. Got a receiver going in motion from left to right. Got trips now on this near side. Weir looking left side, still not looking right. Going to keep it up the middle, stumbling a little bit. Is he going to get enough for a first? Oh, he was stopped just short. No way they give him the first here. It's got to be 4th and inches. That was a great defensive stop just ahead of the markers there. Oh, are they going to be so generous as to give a first? No. It is 4th down. Thank goodness. I was a little worried there because sometimes it just does not go your way on a close bang-bang situation like that. But a good call from the line judge on the far end of the field for a 4th and inches. A big-time play for the Eagles coming up here, and a big stance for the Trojans on hand. Got a let's go Trojans chant getting on here. One receiver split on each side of the field. Ball on the far side hash. And the pistol is Weir. Getting it with him in the backfield. That's Mr. Brant Bowman now. Starting running back, and
Wisconsin
timeout.
Second charged. Timeout of the half.
Timeout for the Eagles. They're going to talk it over for this crucial 4th and 1 situation. We're going to take a quick break and come back and see if they have it figured out. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to all the action on Jammin' Country 103.
For over 50 years, Rosebud Wood Products has been serving America's cabinetry needs. Family owned and operated, with employees who have been a part of the Rosebud family for decades. They're big enough to handle any job, yet small enough to make sure your project matters. Quality doesn't cost. It pays. So pay the Rosebud Factory and Showroom a visit today. Or visit us online at rosebudwood.com.
Back with you here in the Madison Discount Liquor broadcast booth. We're here at the Dan Beacom Track Complex for the 8th annual Ag Bowl, and it's got 10 minutes and 48 seconds left in the first half. 4th and 1 for the Eagles. One receiver near side. He's going in motion. Get a little bit closer. We got a run play coming up the middle. Bowman. He's got enough for the first. Got a couple of yards, and he didn't even need that many. And there you go. Eagles going to do enough to get the first down here. Trojans cannot hold and allow the first down. They needed the stop there to be able to regain possession and try and get the ball rolling for this offense. 4 plays in so far, and a crucial 4th down conversion there for the Eagles. Eagles have only gotten 12 yards so far in this drive, but enough to keep it going. 2 receivers near side. In the gun, Weir. Fakes the handoff to Bowman. Got some pressure in the backfield. Murphy's running him around, going left side, tossing it over. Oh, almost had an easy first down. Oh, and right in the hands and right back out of it of his receiver. That's not what you want to see if you are the Eagles. 2nd down and 10 coming up now. Trojans the beneficiary of that one because that would have been another first down moving the chains and easily.
Offense. 10-yard penalty. Means first down.
We have got an offensive penalty. Oh, man, that was a big one. I say a big one, 10-yard penalty. He stopped over there at midfield. Not sure exactly what the call was, but they lost 10 yards once again. And holding on number 72, Mike Bertoa, the right tackle for the Eagles. All right, now it's a 1st and 20 for the Trojans. Ball is at midfield. 10 minutes left in the first half. Taking the snap, Weir handoff. Bowman left side, got some room, tripped over his teammates, and somehow stumbled into about 3-4 yards. Trojans trying to make it as hard as possible for the Eagles to get back into the position they were just in with that fresh set of downs. It's 2nd down and 17 right now. 9.5 minutes left in this first half. A reminder, guys, make sure you stay tuned for the Wilbur Ellis halftime show. We're going to have Coach Darian Hardy joining us for a conversation at half. 2 receivers near side, 1 far. Taking the snap. Mr. Weir going to roll right side, going to let it fly all the way. Wide open man, touchdown, Eagles. Oh, my goodness. They completely lost Jack Studer out there, and he left a pair of guys over there and found the end zone. Oh, buddy. Just a complete line of miscommunication there by the Trojans. And finding the end zone again, Wisconsin lacrosse. All right, so we're going for the point after attempt now. There's 9 minutes and 10 seconds left in the half. Point after attempt up and through the uprights. And it's a 17-0 lead for Wisconsin lacrosse over the Dakota State Trojans here at the Dan Beacom Track Complex for the 8th Annual Ag Bowl. Still time to mount a comeback for the Trojans. We've got 9 minutes and 10 seconds left in this first half. We're going to take a quick break in the action and see if things can get figured out in these last 9 minutes and 10 seconds. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gents. Still some time left in the first half on Jammin' Country 103.
First Premier Bank Free Plus Checking gives you the freedom to experience life, to enjoy the things you love, and to breeze through checkout lines with free mobile wallet features. Bank anywhere you want with online account opening and instant issue debit cards. Feel the freedom of no fees, no minimum balances, and no unpleasant surprises. First Premier Bank Free Plus Checking. Apply online or at any branch location. First Premier Bank, member FDIC.
Who is Dakota State University?
Back with you here in the Madison Discount Liquor broadcast booth. We've got 9 minutes and 10 seconds left in this first half. It's a 17-0 lead for Wisconsin lacrosse over Dakota State. The Eagles just went down the field. 6 plays, 52 yards for another touchdown. Going to kick all the way into the end zone there. And the Trojans will start with their worst field position of the night. Or no, second worst field position of the night. Excuse me, they started at 22 the last couple of times. 1st and 10 for the Trojans from the 25-yard line. Let's see what they can do and if any discussions in the meantime have helped this offense. Ahead of tonight's game, there was an inaugural ribbon cutting for the Dan Beacom Track Complex. It was recently named about a month or less ago at this point now. As the Trojans take the snap to receiver's far side, Dannenbring letting it fly to one of them. Oh, right in the hands, and did it come out? A little bit it did. So tried to hit Cole Silius in on the sideline over there. A tough reception attempt there. It brings up 2nd down. Trojans have to get something going offensively, yet to get more than 6 yards on the drive so far tonight. 2 receivers far side, 1 near. Dannenbring in the pistol, Ortman in the backfield behind him. Dannenbring taking the snap, it's low. Pass complete. Oh, not complete on the far end of the field, a little bit ahead of Austin Lake. Dannenbring had a ton of pressure once again in the backfield, but could not complete the pass. Don't know how much yardage would have came from it anyway, but 3rd and 10 nonetheless, exactly at 9 minutes left in this first half. Trojan offense seems to be completely stalled so far in this one. Looks like we got 3 receivers on the top of your screen there. 1 receiver near. Dannenbring in the pistol with Orton on his right hip. Taking the snap. Making the handoff. Pass complete. Swarmed by about 3 or 4 Eagles on the reception, but they got 8 yards from it. Can't really tell who it is until he gets up. That was Austin Lake with the reception for the Trojans. Austin Lake been helping things out here. Trojans not taking the chance here. 4th and 2. The most yards that they've garnished on a drive so far, 8. Not saying a whole lot, but I guess progress is progress. You look for any good signs that you can. But just a completely stagnant offense that's not able to move the football right now. And a close call again on the punt. That's batted all the way to about the 44 before it rolls out of bounds. And we do have a different punter coming in. Typically it's been Cole Siliuson, but we've got a different guy. We've got Joshua Smith in here as the punter right now for the Trojans. He is a junior. So I don't know if we'll even be seeing Siliuson back there to kick any more punts after too many early close calls. Punt out of bounds. It's going to be at about the 44 for this new drive for the Eagles here. The Eagles have had pretty ideal field position as of late. And they've made the most of all the good field position. Everything back inside the 30. They've been held to a 3-and-out. Handoff up the middle, got some room there. Bowman going to get at least 6. Had a pair of Trojans in on that one. It was Murphy and J.J. Beck in on the tackle. Pair of captains for the Trojans. 7 minutes and 45 seconds left in the first half. Still a 17-0 lead for Wisconsin lacrosse. It's been all Wisconsin lacrosse in this one. They lead in total yardage 177 to 13. To 13. And we've got a flag there. Looks like we got a false start on this offense.
Part of the snap. False start. 65. Offense.
Yes, it
Five-yard
is.
penalty.
False start on this offense.
Second
It's
down.
on the left guard, Brendan Harder. They've had at least 3 offensive linemen make mistakes tonight. 3 out of their 5 already. They're responsible for 3 of the 4 penalties. Now we have our starting quarterback for the Eagles coming back in now, Kaiser Helterbrand. Not sure why he was out for the period that he was. Maybe they wanted to test something different here with their younger quarterback, but he is back in the game. 2 receivers near side, 1 far. Handoff fake to Bowman. He's going to drop back. Toss one over the far side of the field. Completion made. He's going to get a first down and more. 20 yards out of that one. And, oh, man, Helterbrand came back in, and they are easily moving the ball. That's going to be at least a 20-yard gain there for the Eagles. And they're all the way into Trojan territory at their 35. Yep, exactly. It's a 21-yard gain to be more specific there. Skogerbo with the tackle there to prevent the extra yardage. Just within 7 minutes. 7 minutes left in this first half. Got 2 receivers split on each side of the field. Ball nearest the far side hash. Helterbrand in at quarterback. Bowman on the right hip. Fake the handoff to Bowman, dropping back, looking left side, nowhere to go, looking right side now, letting it fly. End zone, he's wide open. Oh, my goodness. Touchdown, touchdown Eagles. Another reception there for Jack Studer. We have a flag on the field, though. It's over at about the 40 or the 35 nearest the Wisconsin lacrosse sideline. Got to be another offensive lineman making a mistake here.
An eligible man downfield, 72 offense.
An eligible man downfield, that's going to be the right tackle, Mike Bertoa. That's going to negate a big-time easy touchdown for the Eagles. And if you're the Trojans, you're wiping the sweat off of your brows right now because he was way too open. That would have been the second time that a receiver was way too wide open in the end zone for an easy reception there. Still got the same quarterback and running back duo in there, and that is Helterbrand and Bowman. It's now a 1st and 15. 2 receivers near side, 1 far. Ball on the far side hash. Helterbrand handoff to Bowman. In the backfield, big tackle. J.J. Beck said, "Where are you going, buddy?" It's a 1-yard loss for the Eagles. J.J. Beck bursting through the line to stop Bowman in his tracks. Helterbrand still in at quarterback. Running back been switched up. Lynch back in the game. Got 6 minutes left in this first half. Still a 17-0 lead for the Eagles over the Trojans. Got trips on this near side. 1 receiver far. Ball still on the far side hash. Snap is to Helterbrand. He's looking right side. Going to let it fly. Near sideline, and he was just out of bounds. No way to make the catch there. No, he did get a toe inbounds. Oh, my goodness. Wow, what a catch, and that was a near impossible one. I thought was surely just out of bounds and no way he caught it in, but he did. And it's put them in position for a 3rd and 4 now after a 1st and 15. Oh, no. 3rd and 4 now, 5.5 minutes left in the first half. Trojan defense got to get something going here. Coach Sensabaugh out there field. Got 2 receivers far side. Helterbrand got some trouble in the backfield. Oh, too much pressure. Getting away, Helterbrand almost let that one fly into the hands of a receiver. Colin Brueggemann almost got back there and got to Helterbrand, but Helterbrand got away. Now we're looking at 3rd down and 2 for the Eagles here. Minute and 22 left in the first half, 17-0 lead for Wisconsin lacrosse. Another defense chant coming from the crowd in the stands. Another defense chant coming from the crowd in the stands over here. Student section pretty stacked up over here. Still trying to get some hype from the Trojans on the sidelines, saying get hype. Got a handoff. Oh, taken down, tripped up after just a yard. And I don't know if he even gets a yard on that carry. Doesn't look like he's going to get anywhere, maybe one, so it's 4th down and 1. They do generously give him 1 yard on that carry. The rotation of backs coming through right now. And looks like they aren't going to try and go for it here. Bringing the punt unit out here. And here come the Eagles with the punt here. 33 seconds left in this first half. Punt away. That one's going to be a little too deep. And all the way into the end zone, way over the head of Jay Skogerbo. And the Trojans going to have 26 seconds to make their way into the end zone. We're going to take a quick break. Well, no, I take that back. Trojans are almost ready to go out here. The Eagles are on the field. We'll keep it right here for these last 26 seconds here. Make sure you guys stay tuned for the Wilbur Ellis Halftime Show. We got Coach Darian Hardy joining us for a conversation at halftime. Trojan offense coming on out here for these last 26 seconds and see if
their services to you and your loved ones. As an award-winning critical access hospital, we are honored to serve and support our local athletes. For over 135 years, we have made your health our priority.
Heartland Energy is a future-focused name. It encompasses everything that we do and the core purpose of who Heartland is.
Anybody can sell you electricity. It's the way our people help our communities grow and therefore have a purpose to that energy.
We're constantly looking for different ways to serve our customers the best that we possibly can.
We're community-owned and we exist to serve our communities.
First Premier Bank Free Plus Checking gives you the freedom to experience life, to enjoy the things you love, and to breeze through checkout lines with free mobile wallet features. Bank anywhere you want with online account opening and instant issue debit cards. Feel the freedom of no fees, no minimum balances, and no unpleasant surprises. First Premier Bank Free Plus Checking. Apply online or at any branch location. First Premier Bank, member FDIC.
It's a new era at DSU. Dakota State University is rising. Dakota State University athletics are rising. Rising to new heights of performance, of engagement, of fandom. Get ready to experience Dakota State University athletics in a whole new way. You are now entering DSU Trojan territory. An event center, indoor training facility, outdoor sports complex, and shared two-level building concourse will become one consolidated complex, housing existing
Discount Liquor broadcast booth. We are here in the Wilbur Ellis Halftime Show. The Halftime Show is brought to you by Wilbur Ellis in Chester. Contact your local field experts today to help you grow smart, increase productivity, and reduce loss. Wilbur Ellis, where they never stop looking ahead. As I said, we are in the Wilbur Ellis halftime show, and we will have our guest here in just a bit. But before we do that, we want to take a look at some scores around the NAIA. It's one of those rare Thursdays. There's not a whole lot of teams playing, but somebody's playing, and we've got a near handful of teams to take a look at here at our halftime break. Earlier today, a game that has already gone final, not sure exactly what time it started. It was Faulkner out of Alabama on the road at Reinhardt. Reinhardt dominated that game 36-3 and came away with a victory. Another game that went final, only two are final so far. A couple of others are playing along with us tonight. Mississippi College on the road at Kaiser. They won that one in a tight one, 17-14. At halftime, going into the start of the second half, East Texas Baptist is at Louisiana Christian, and Louisiana Christian in control of this one, 24-7 currently
Madison,
in that game
South
as they begin
Dakota.
the second half. And the last game that's still in action in its first half, Carroll on the road at Montana Tech, leading 14-7, up by just one score with 3 minutes and 47 seconds left in the first half. And those are your scores from around the NAIA for tonight. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I say a quick break, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to have our halftime conversation with head coach of the Trojan baseball team, Coach Darian Hardy. Make sure you stay tuned. You don't want to miss this first halftime conversation of the season with Coach Hardy here on Jammin' Country 103.
MDL.
Who is Dakota State University? We are dedicated, disciplined, determined. We are more than students, more than educators, more than alumni. We are Trojans. Dynamic, driven, distinctive. This is who we are, and nothing can stand in our way.
This your place? No. I live with my mom. Oh, okay. Hey, you hungry? No. I just had a bite. Do you want a corn dog or something like that? Mom! Corn dogs! I'm good. Mom! Corn dogs! You never know what she's doing in there.
He really needs to get a place of his own.
For over 50 years, Rosebud Wood Products has been serving America's cabinetry needs. Family owned and operated, with employees who have been a part of the Rosebud family for decades. They're big enough to handle any job, yet small enough to make sure your project matters. Quality doesn't cost. It pays. So pay the Rosebud Factory and Showroom a visit today. Or visit us online at rosebudwood.com.
First Premier Bank has deep roots in South Dakota. Our ag bankers are homegrown experts committed to helping you find the right financial solution for your operation. With extensive experience in the industry, First Premier offers flexible options and local decisions designed to help you today and for generations to come. Find a First Premier ag banker nearest you at First Premier.
Back here with you at the Dan Beacom Track Complex. We are here at the Wilbur Ellis halftime show. It is a 17-0 lead for Wisconsin lacrosse over your Dakota State Trojans. We're at the portion of the Wilbur Ellis halftime show where we talk to our first guest of the season. We have head coach Darian Hardy from the Trojan baseball team in here with us hanging out. Coach, you're in your third season. Well, before we get into all that, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing really good. It's a great night celebrating the opening home game in the new complex, that's for sure. Very cool.
Yes, indeed. A special night for Trojans everywhere. And let's get right into it, Coach. Coach, you're in your third season here with your baseball team. You guys just had like a last-minute camp in the month of August to try and get some last things done. You guys have signed, I believe it was 7 players over the last few years that you've had the camp. Did you bring in any players this year from this year's camp? And who you got?
Yeah, no, we did. We had a really good camp turnout, and we had some guys there that we're going to be pulling a trigger on and making some offers here too very soon. As a matter of fact, we got 2 guys lined up for campus visits officially for next week that were at the camp.
Okay.
That we had our eyes on. Saw a lot of things that validated the things that we liked, and so we wanted to get them in for a visit officially, get offers to them guys. So we're excited about that and continue the tradition of finding Trojans at our camp ID programs.
Yes, indeed. Give me a call once those guys come to town. Meet those Trojans before they become Trojans for your baseball team. But that is definitely exciting. You are in your 3rd season. You've seen some things here at Dakota State. You've seen things transition, and you're seeing the current transition right now from the old Trojan field and some old complexes and buildings to some new stuff. What's that been like for you to see the change in DSU? You've only been here going on your 3rd season now, but you've still seen the old, and you're getting a chance to usher in the new with everybody. So how does that feel?
Yeah, it's a new and exciting era for Dakota State University and Trojan athletics for sure. Just bells and whistles don't win baseball games or football games or basketball games. Right. People do. And first and foremost, Dakota State has amazing people. And amazing people, I'm very careful to say they should ever be entitled to anything.
Right.
But Dakota State and the people of DSU, the community of Madison, they deserve this. So it's just been really cool to see how everything's been unfolding, in the last few months, and now the event center is being put up next, and a lot of things will start following suit with all this, and it's really cool to watch. It's awesome.
Yes, indeed. And Coach, I've got a little bit of bias on this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. With that camp and your players, do you happen to have any Texas recruits coming to visit campus?
So we will.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we actually signed a Texas kid last year at our camp.
Oh, let's go!
So Aiden Perry is a freshman infielder from Dripping Springs, Texas, right outside of Dallas.
Cool.
So
we have the Texas connection. I'm trying to make sure I got a Texas connection in each sport I'll be calling. If not, I got to get on you guys, get some Texas kids down here. They can ball too.
Yep.
But speaking of balling, you got your team. What you got right now, you know what you've got, and you got some guys you want to make some offers to.
Yeah.
What are you looking ahead for in this season in year 3? You've had last year.
Yeah.
You know what happened in last season. What do you want to improve on, and what are you carrying over into this year?
Yeah, it's just been really incredible watching the program grow. When I originally got here, the program, the year before I got here, they'd only won 3 games. The 3 years combined, they'd only won a total of 9 games.
Ooh.
And so just finishing up my 3rd full season as the head coach, we've won almost 100 games. We finished, 2nd place in the conference, and we've missed winning a conference title by 1 game in these last 2 years. And so for us, we feel like we still have to prove what we've done, right? My dad used to always say, potential means you haven't done anything yet. So that's kind of where we're at. But we feel like we've gained some conference relevance, some regional relevance because we've been in the regional rankings. And so for us right now, we got to find a way to get over the hump of the past 2 years of being 1 game short of winning a conference title. And so that's kind of what the goal is right now for the players in our program, and that's something that we're striving to do next. That's where we're at right now as a program, and that's a good thing.
And, man, I'm usually the one to hit you with stats. You're over here hitting me with stats about your teams over the years, but that just shows the incredible progress that you've made in just 3 short years, just being a win short the past couple of years to win the conference title. Not only does that, motivate you, but your players, they've got to have the itch at this point, right on the edge of getting in. They know the potential that they have, and, they're getting better each and every year. Does the juice feel different in the locker room now after, the transition from what you came into, a losing program, to turning it into a winning one? How do you change that culture?
That's a great question. There were 4 things I saw in the program when I became head coach that I when I assessed the program. And, first one was in mission and vision of the program. The second one was in culture building. Third being in player development. And then fourth being in recruiting, bringing in, the right people to fit into what we're doing. And so the vibe, it's definitely a lot different from when we initially got here. We got guys who want to be Trojans. They're proud to be Trojans. They're proud of the program where it's at. We graduated some guys that were in the program when they were struggling and got to finish kind of on a high note. Those guys are gone now, which they were very valuable because they were able to say this is where the program was, this is where we are now. But now we got guys in our program that this is the standard now. They may not know exactly what it was before, but this is where we're at now. And the culture in the program is really, really strong, and that's something that I'm pretty proud of. Right now, like in practice, we have one of our new guys. They'll talk about why they chose DSU in our baseball program at the beginning of practice for fall ball, and then at the end of practice, we have a returner talk about what do they love about DSU and our baseball program.
Awesome.
And it's really cool hearing those testimonies.
Yeah.
I get
some goosebumps.
I get goosebumps. Yeah, like today,
Yeah.
we had a great couple of guys talk today, and I got goosebumps after each one, and it's it just makes me proud to be a Trojan and excited about what we're going to hopefully continue to do.
Man, you make me want to call a baseball game right now. Gosh, I'm ready to get going with this team. It sounds like they're exciting. Definitely have some experience knowing what it's like to go from, kind of a losing culture to a winning one. I have some experience. The team that I was just at in Silver Springs in Texas, they went from 0-10 in their football season in 2021 to 7-3 the following year. So that's a big change for a football team. That's a team that's competing to win the district and things like that. So you could feel the shift in the practices, and I'm sure if I was at a practice, and I wish I was here a couple of years ago so I could see as soon as it happened for you, those players and things that were happening. But you can feel that aura in your practices, and you can feel it in the people changing as the years go on. And now that you've had things established for a little while, you've got some guys that have been here, a part of the winning culture, leading the way. Who are some guys that you expect to lead the way for your program this year?
Yeah, on the pitching staff, we have two returning All-Americans. Sam Turpa, he's a junior right-handed pitcher, and then J.D. Kirshner is a senior right-handed pitcher. J.D.'s from Lenox, South Dakota, and Sam is from Minnesota. They're gonna lead they're gonna anchor our pitching staff. So big return is there. Ryan McDaniel is a three-time All-Conference catcher. And been on the Gold Glove team, for the past couple years. He's a senior. He's the best catcher in the conference.
Right.
And we have Walker Halkren, who is a senior center fielder for us. He was an all-conference outfielder for us, so he's back.
I'm getting goosebumps over here. I'm excited.
Yeah, no, we got some good guys. Now we did lose some pretty key guys too,
right.
And so we got to get some guys to step up and fill some roles and next man up kind of deal. But I'm cautiously optimistic. Fall practice, which we're about a week and a half in, and I don't want to say that we got the dudes to really step in and do it. Time will tell on that, but I am cautiously optimistic about some guys. I think there's some guys there that can really come in and give us the same production that we lost for the most part. And if we can do that, then everything will be fine. We got some quality guys.
Man, if you got those feelings that early, that's a good sign of things to come for your ball club, that's for sure. And, Coach, man, I wish we truly had some more time here at halftime. But we're running out of time here. Do you have any last things you want to say to Trojan Nation or anything you want to mention about your team or anything about the university before we close?
No, just the big thing is that, our student-athletes, man, they're amazing in all the different programs, football, basketball, track, just it all, in baseball, softball, and I know they just really appreciate the support that Madison provides, the support that DSU provides them, and just if you ever get the opportunity if you got free time and there's home games, no matter what sport, whether it's fall, winter, or spring, man, come out and watch these kids. It's just truly amazing what student athletes, what they put into their time in the classroom, in practice, in the weight room, doing community service, and team activities and all those different things. And it's just it's just awesome to come and support them. that's something that I know they would really appreciate.
Definitely. They definitely deserve the love, and we appreciate you having you in there on the Wilbur Ellis halftime show here, Coach. We appreciate
it, Drew.
You joining us.
Thank you so much.
Man, I want to play some. I want to go call some baseball games.
Yeah, come on down to a practice, hang out.
Yeah, I'll definitely come and visit, get myself acquainted as soon as I can, because everything's going to be bang bang as the season's transition. I'm glad we got you in here real early. It was awesome talking to you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you everybody for listening in. This has been
Go Trojans.
Yes, indeed. This has been Coach Darian Hardy in his third season coming out here for the Trojans this year. Trojan baseball going to have a good season ahead. You heard it from Coach Hardy himself. We're going to be back here in a moment. We're going to take a look at some of the halftime numbers and get into our second half here on the Wilbur Ellis halftime show. Our last bit of information coming up. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Jammin' Country 103.
Heartland Energy is a future-focused name. It encompasses everything that we do and the core purpose of who Heartland is.
Anybody can sell you electricity. It's the way our people help our communities grow and therefore have a purpose to that energy.
We're constantly looking for different ways to serve our customers the best that we possibly can.
We're community owned and we exist to serve our communities.
First Premier Bank Free Plus Checking gives you the freedom to experience life, to enjoy the things you love, and to breeze through checkout lines with free mobile wallet features. Bank anywhere you want with online account opening and instant issue debit cards. Feel the freedom of no fees, no minimum balances, and no unpleasant surprises. First Premier Bank Free Plus Checking. Apply online or at any branch location. First Premier Bank, member FDIC.
This your place? No. I live with my mom. Oh, okay. Hey, you hungry? No. I just had a bite. Do you want a corn dog or something like that? Mom! Corn dogs! I'm good. Mom! Corn dogs!
You never know what she's doing in there.
He really needs to get a place of his own.
For over 50 years, Rosebud Wood Products has been serving America's cabinetry needs. Family owned and operated, with employees who have been a part of the Rosebud family for decades. They're big enough to handle any job, yet small enough to make sure your project matters. Quality doesn't cost. It pays. So pay the Rosebud Factory and Showroom a visit today. Or visit us online at rosebudwood.com.
Back with you here in the Wilbur Ellis halftime show. Wilbur Ellis, specializing in dry and liquid fertilizers, decab and as-grow seeds, and custom application of fertilizers. Contact them today at 489-2171. That's 489-2171. Wilbur Ellis, where they never stop looking ahead. Here for the final segment in this Wilbur Ellis halftime show. Ladies and gentlemen, you just heard our halftime conversation with Coach Darian Hardy. He's got me excited for baseball over here in the middle of a football game and ready and raring to go. Looking forward to some baseball. I'm not actually too far removed from baseball, getting out there for some Corn Belt, one of those games so far that was going on this past month. And a little bit of Gulf Coast Athletic Conference action. Y'all haven't heard of that one, but that one's all the way back nearest close to Texas. Got to do that in baseball tournament. Now, I want to do some baseball now, but we got some football on our hands, and we're still in the halftime show. That means we got to look at some of the numbers from the first half, and they weren't the prettiest numbers, so beware of some things that you are about to hear, ladies and gentlemen. First down numbers, 8 for Wisconsin Lacrosse, and for Dakota State, just the one that happened recently, the catch from Michael Hybridson that got about 11 or 12 yards for the very first down. Third down efficiency is not really great on both sides of the ball. On third down, Wisconsin Lacrosse just 1 for 8, 13% on third down, but the Trojans have yet to convert on third down all night and haven't even seen a fourth down that they attempted out there. They're 0-6 on third down right now. Wisconsin Lacrosse, they've seen a few fourth downs. It's only resulted in 1 turnover. They're 2 of 3 on fourth down tonight. And total offense, this is where it hurts your heart. 236 yards of total offense for Wisconsin Lacrosse in the first half and just 32 yards of total offense for the Trojans. It's not going too well so far. Got One thing that is going well in the favor of the Trojans, there are 6 penalties there are 5 penalties for Wisconsin Lacrosse for 50 yards and no Trojan penalties at all. No fumbles for the Trojans. There is a sack, though, for Wisconsin Lacrosse, that 1 sack for 2 yards, and they own the time of possession in this game. It's 20 minutes and 57 seconds to just 9 minutes and 3 seconds for the Trojans. And speaking of that time of possession, I thought I saved it, but I did not. I'll have to look it up for you guys. I usually have the time of possession in my stats notes here, but it did not get that one down. But the discrepancy last year between the two teams at time of possession was just as stark as it currently is right now as the Eagles get set to kick this one back off to the Trojans. Now let's get back into action here. We're getting set. And the kickoff is away, and Trojans set to receive and see if they can do something about it. That's going to go deep back into the end zone for a touchback. And now the Trojans going to come out on offense and start from the 25. Trojans have not seen ideal field position since their first 2 times out here in this one. Let's see what this offense can get going this second time around, see if the halftime conversation made a difference. You got 2 receivers far side, 1 near. Dannenbring in the gun with Ortman on his right hip. He takes a snap, fakes a handoff to Ortman, going to keep it going right side. Got tripped up and didn't get too far, maybe 1 yard on it before he was tripped up and taken down by the Eagles. Going to bring up 2nd down and 9 here. And actually, the time of possession state. Two receivers far side of the field. Dannenbring taking the snap. He's looking right. Going to let it fly. Finds a man. Catch made. That's enough for a first down to Cole Ciliuson. The surest hands on the team, and that's going to be another Trojan first down. The second first down of the night for the Trojans. That's a good sign of things to come. We're 1 first down in the whole first half and already got a first down in the early minutes here. Taking the snap, Dannenbring dropping back. He's looking across the middle. Finds his man. Catch made by Ciliuson. He's crossed midfield into Eagle territory. This is a new Trojan offense right now, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, man. I like to see the wheels get to spinning for the offense. Going to have Gavin Holland come in at running back here. And we also have, no other substitution. Wrong about that. You got 3 receivers on the top side of your screen here on the far side of the field. Ball nearest the near side hash. Dannenbring. He's in the gun. He's got Holland on his right hip. Taking the snap. He's rolling. Right side. Holland wasn't ready. Oh, he threw it before Holland got to turn around. That's an unfortunate situation there that might have resulted in at least a few yards, but going to be a 2nd down and 10. No yardage on that play. 12 minutes and 39 seconds left in the third quarter. I want to give a shout out to any listeners out there that joined myself and Coach Darian Hardy for our halftime conversation for the Trojan baseball team. Trojan baseball team quite a bit away as we're deep in football season, but you got to get excited after that conversation with Coach about some Trojan baseball this year. 2 receivers far side. Nobody near. Dannenbring in the pistol. Hand off to Holland, going right side. Oh, my goodness, they swarm him. Man, this running game is getting sniffed out, and they're just going through the offensive line on these run plays, and they're just not helping out. What was some early progress for the Trojans might need to go back to putting it in the air. The run game has been obsolete. You got 2 receivers near side, 1 far. In the pistol, we've got Dannenbring on his right hip as Ortman. He drops back. He's looking across the middle, going to let one fly near sideline over the head of his man as he gets hit on the throw. Dannenbring does not really have a break to throw the football tonight. They tried to make something out of this drive here. Trojans had some momentum. The passes were completed early, and that's what moved the ball, and they got away from it, and the Eagles took advantage, and it's 4th down and 14. And now the Trojans getting set back to punt. Oh, super close contact. We're going to run it into the kicker here, or no? Lets that one fly. I'm not sure where the ball went out of bounds at, but no call there. And maybe the right call there from the official. Looks like our guy might have gotten knocked into him a little bit in the process, and you don't want to make the call when it's kind of a toss-up which way it might be in that scenario when everything is bang, bang, bang. So the Eagles going to take over from their own 41 after the punt away by the Trojans. And now got 3 receivers near side, nobody far. First play of the drive here, fakes the handoff, toss to a wide open man in the middle of the field. He's getting across midfield. He's at the 40. He's all the way to the 30, burning some Trojans to the 20 and forced out of bounds. Oh, man. Another big catch and run from Jack Studer. He's been the surest hands for the Eagles tonight. Getting every big catch and big play that they need throughout the course of this game. And they have marched down the field. They're all the way on the tip of this red zone in it, as a matter of fact, of the Trojans. Just skating on down the field with ease. Let's see if the Trojans can pull something together here to stop them here. On the drop back, Helterbrand a little bit too much and just outside the interception hands of Maddox Keeney. And it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. Unfortunate there. The Trojans still got some chances here. Almost had that interception. Did kind of just bring it down a little bit, and he might have been able to reel it in. Helterbrand still in at quarterback here this half, and Bowman, the running back. Got trips near side. One guy far side. Bowman on the right hip of Helterbrand in the pistol. Coming in motion right to left, the receiver on this near side. Hand off to Bowman. Oh, big-time tackle. That's got to be Devontae Murphy, and it is. Oh, man. A big sumo squash on Mr. Bowman on that one. That's what you call that, or what I'm going to call it anyway. Just flatten the man like a pancake. Got a fired-up student section down there, and they're trying to get the crowd pumped up as well. Crowd in a brief bit of despair with the deficit 17-0. The game is surely not over. Still plenty of time in this one. Bigger comebacks have been made before, just 17 points. Got 2 receivers near side, one far, one going in motion from left to right. Helterbrand taking the snap, faking it, going stumping across a lineman there, running up the middle, and oh man, he avoided every type of little trip up possible to get any type of yardage that his team needed, and he got enough. He's put his team in position to score here. The Eagles aren't going to play it safe and bring out the field goal unit, or are they? No, there's a couple of switching personnel here, but they're going to go for it on 4th down. You got 4th and 3 here. 4th and 3 for the Eagles. Another one of those 4th down situations. We had said before they were 2 of 3 on 4th down. They're trying to make it 3 for 4. Trojans trying to limit it to 2 of 4. Got a guy going in motion left to right. Got some extra blockers, unbalanced on the right side. Catch made. Big time tackle. Oh, my goodness. That's what you love to see from Blake Duran, but there is a flag on the field. Oh, no. Critical 4th down stop. Is it negated? If it's on the Eagles, surely the Trojans will decline. And we got some clapping up from Duran on the near sideline. It's got to be against the Eagles.
Illegal shift.
Illegal shift on the offense.
2-minute motion without getting set before the snap. Penalty is declined.
Penalty is declined on the Eagles.
Dakota State.
Illegal man in motion, and that's a crucial 4th down stop for the Dakota State Trojans. Their 2nd stop of the night, bringing the percentage down for the Eagles. 4th down on fourth down to 50%, just 2 of 4 now after being 2 for 3 in the first half. Good job from this Trojan defense. Get pumped up, crowd. There is still things to be excited about here. The offense showed you flashes here in the second half, and that defense just got another fourth down stop for you on a team that has been marching down the field throughout the course of the night. Be excited. If you're at home, be the ones that are pumped in. 2 receivers far side of the field, nobody near. Danny bringing the pistol, Ortman in the backfield. Taking the snap. Handoff, Ortman coming near side, going to make one man miss. A little bit of progress there for Ortman. You like to see at least about 3 or 4 yards there. Ortman trying to push the pile for his squad. Trojans starting this drive from their own 13-yard line. Their worst field position of the night. 2nd down and 7 coming up. 9 minutes, 11 seconds left in the third. Dannenbring looking far side, pumps. Got some people coming his way, going at his ankles, going to let it fly. A tough pass, intercepted, thrown to no one in the area. Oh, my goodness. And that ball was intercepted. We couldn't see the numbers on it, but there's a flag flying up in the air. Maybe some sideline stuff there. I don't think it's going to come back. Don't think it's going to come back for the Trojans. Let's see what we got and what the flag is. Haven't heard any word about it. And offense kind of lingering out there. Do we need to
interception. After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, 31, return team. Going to be a 15-yard penalty, first down, Wisconsin the Crosse.
Unnecessary roughness for the Eagles, a 15-yard penalty on that. But an interception nonetheless, and the Eagles will take over. Man, oh man, you hate to see that from an offense. It looked like it was going to come out here and try and start cooking again.
So, before or after the penalty?
And now it is Eagle ball at the 47 of the Trojans. Their second time in opposing field position tonight. Helterbrand taking the snap. He's looking left side, looking right now, nowhere to go. He got hit on the throw, but nobody was in the area to even possibly make the interception. That's one of those unfortunate times where that ball is just in the air. Somebody can make a play on it, but nobody is actually near it to make the play. Tough way to go out if you're the Trojans there. Another interception possible in the air that you could not get to. Clock stopped at 8:55 left here in the third. Still a 17-0 lead for Wisconsin lacrosse over Dakota State. All updates tonight have been courtesy of the Farmers Ag scoreboard. And we got trips on this near side. Nobody on the far side of the field. The ball's on the far side hash. We've got Bowman on the right hip of Helterbrand. Oh, no, that's not Bowman. I take that back. Different guy in the backfield. And he's going to tote that ball for maybe a yard if we're being generous. Got Dale Hole on the carry for the Eagles. And now we're looking at a 3rd and 9 for the Eagles. Trojan defense trying to maintain here and force a punt from these Eagles. Got 2 receivers far side, 2 near. In the gun, Helterbrand fakes the handoff. Dropping back, going to launch one left sideline. He's got some room to catch it. Oh, just a little too much. Oh, you got to be thanking your lucky stars if you're Kenai Johnson on that one, because you almost just got burnt for a touchdown there, if not for the overthrow from Helterbrand by just a yard or 2. 4th down and 9. Trojan defense out here, and set to punt away are the Eagles. And that should be the first 3 and out for the Eagles since the second drive of the night. Eagles punting this one away. Gonna let that one fly. No room to return anything for Skogerbo. It bounces around the Eagles. Oh, he can't get to it to try and tap it in. And the Trojans going to get to come all the way out to the 25. And on that possession, not too much yardage there for the Eagles here. Trojans about to come back out here and get their offense rolling. We'll see if they can actually get it rolling this time around. They're going to be starting from the 20. All right, Trojan offense coming on out here. The biggest problem tonight for the Trojan offense has been lack of protection. That was the key to the game. Number one, protect the quarterback. There's only been one sack officially allowed, but he's had all types of pressure and no time to really throw the football. Trips on the far side of the field, one receiver near, ball between the two hashes. Dannenbring fires right side. Oh, man, big-time catch by Austin Lake as he was accidentally baseball sliding on a slip in the middle of the field and made the catch on his way down. Oh, buddy. Talk about some talented pass catchers out here for the Trojans. If there's one thing this team has, it's hands. 7 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Still a 17-0 lead. Wisconsin Lacrosse over Dakota State. Two receivers near side, one far. The ball is on the far side hash. Dannon brings in the pistol with Ortman on his left hip, or Holland on his left hip. He's going to let this one fly. Near sideline. Austin Lake with the reception. Oh, man. Trojan offense, let's get it rolling, baby. That's a big catch and another Trojan first down. And they are across midfield into Eagle territory, and the pass game is working. I told you, protect the quarterback. They protected him a little bit, and he let that baby fly. It's a big-time play from the Trojans here. Just 2 plays so far. They've got a first down and 31 yards on this drive. Most positive yardage on the drive so far. Dannenbring taking the snap, dropping back, going to let it fly. Right side, he got hit on the throw. Oh, had he not been hit, he might have nailed a wide-open man on the far end of the field. That was number 11 freshman Roger Moore that was open for the pass, but no protection for Dannenbring. I might have jinxed him on that last one, to be honest. To be honest with you, I don't want to be Mr. Jinx. Let's go, Dannenbring. Fun fact for you guys, Dannenbring and his brother, so Brady Dannenbring is your quarterback tonight. He has a brother on the team as well. His name is Brandon Dannenbring, and he is a backup middle linebacker behind Cooper Maris on the team. Dannenbring dropping back, taking the snap. He passes over to Holland. He's got a little bit of room, running room, going to shift. And, oh, too many Eagles in the vicinity. They're going to lose about 2 yards on that one right there. Third and 12 now for the Trojans on the field after the loss. Had some good progress. Have lost a few yards, or 2 yards, since the initial first down over here to Austin Lake. Let's test that football in the air again. Hybertson looks like he wants some. He's got one-on-one over here. Dannenbring, catch made in the middle of the field. Trying to go one way but coming back the other. That's Roger Moore, the guy he was looking for earlier. That's the first catch of the night for Roger Moore, and the Trojans going to have a little shift out here. They're going to mail in the attempt to keep the drive going. It's on the 46 of the Eagles, and they're going to go ahead and punt this bad boy away. It's a 4th and 7. Got some frustration from the coaches outside the box
timeout
here, and
Wisconsin Lacrosse.
We have got a timeout from the Eagles. We're going to take a timeout as well. It's still 17-0. There's 5 minutes and 21 seconds left in the third quarter, and the Trojans trying to get some momentum again. We'll see if they can get it. It's the Eagles' ball now. We're going to come back, or it might be about to be the Eagles. Moment on Jammin' Country 103.
At Madison Regional Health System, we're committed to providing quality health care close to home. Our healthcare system includes over 270 knowledgeable and skilled employees who are dedicated to providing exceptional inpatient and outpatient healthcare services to you and your loved ones. As an award-winning critical access hospital, we are honored to serve and support our local athletes. For over 135 years, we have made your health our priority.
Here in the Madison Discount Liquor broadcast booth, we're back at the Dan Beacom Track Complex. This is the 8th annual Ag Bowl. If you guys are watching over on YouTube, howdy, welcome on in. You guys listening on the radio, we appreciate you, of course, as well. 17-0, Wisconsin lacrosse over Dakota State as Dakota State punts this one away. Fair catch signaled, caught at the 20. And there we go, just 5 plays and 34 yards on that Trojan drive, and they give it right back after the most positive yardage that they've seen all night. Doubled their most yardage from the second to last drive of the first half, where they had 4 plays, 17 yards. That one was 5 plays, 34 yards. But yet resulting in another punt. There are 8 total punts for the Trojans tonight out of 11 drives. 8 punts out of 11 drives. Eagle offense coming back out here. 2 receivers near side, 1 far. Ball's nearest the far side hash. Hybertson, handoff to the near side. Running back coming near side. Tripped over. Who got the trip on that play? Is that J.J. Beck? No, that's a 34. Oop. And we've got a timeout being called on the field. Looks like we more than likely have a cramp out there. That's what that one looks like. I can kind of feel it up here as well. We'll take a quick break and see if this player can get tended to on the field. We'll be back here in a moment. Don't go anywhere. You're watching all the action or listening to it on Jammin' Country 103.
Heartland Energy is a future-focused name. It encompasses everything that we do and the core purpose of who Heartland is.
Anybody can sell you electricity. It's the way our people help our communities grow and therefore have a purpose to that energy.
We're constantly looking for different ways to serve our customers the best that we possibly can.
We're community-owned and we exist to serve our communities.
Back with you here in the MDL broadcast booth. 17-0 lead for Wisconsin lacrosse over Dakota State here for the 8th annual Ag Bowl at the Dan Beacom Track Complex. 5 minutes left in the third. And the guy that made the last tackle there for the Trojans at the end of that run play was redshirt freshman Cole Paulson, wearing number 34 out there at linebacker. Trojan defense going to make their way back out here now. It is 2nd and 1 after the run play by the Eagles. They started this run from their own 20. Got a pass on this near side by Helterbrand. That pass is complete. Or correction, that's Weir. Back in throwing the ball. Helterbrand taking the step out. Don't know what they're looking for in terms of doing that, but the pass was complete to Ryan Bartol, the 6'2", 195-pound senior. But yes, Zach Weir is in here for some more action in this game. I guess they're just testing out both guys. It's kind of what they did last year when Helterbrand was in there. He wasn't the starter, but he got a lot of action in there as well. It just seems to be a UWL thing. Oh, man, big hole up the middle. All the room in the world before he's knocked down by Robert Cage. Oh, man, getting all the momentum. Deo Oye on the carry for the Eagles there. He's been a big factor as they shuffle out some running backs in this one. He's been key on some big runs for them as they get another first down here. Marching down the field. 2 receivers near side, 1 far, ball between the hashes. Fakes the handoff. Far side, Weir. Catch made. Oh, broken the tackle at the 25-20, and he's taken down out of bounds. Can't see from this distance who got a piece of him. 11 got a hold of him. That would be our man, G.P. Papala. That's not going to be enough, or that is actually going to be enough for another first down for these Eagles. And they are inside red zone territory once again. All of a sudden, the Eagles were all the way back here, and then boom, 63 yards and 4 plays, and they're all the way in the red zone. That's been the story of this one. One big play to open up the offense, and it opens up pretty wide as Weir takes the snap, going to drop back, add some pressure, floating one in the end zone. Oh, man, if he'd have turned around, Robert Cage had an interception, but thank the Lord he got his head in there to punch it out because, my goodness, got to get that head turned around. We got a senior out here. His head was still turned around as the ball was about to touch the man's hand. You got to be flipped around for this defensive play. He got lucky there. We don't want to get lucky next time. We want to make the proper defensive plays. We're at 2 minutes and 47 seconds left in the third. 17-0 league. Wisconsin lacrosse over Dakota State right now. Yeah, 2 third downs as they've seen on 4th downs. 2 for 4 on 4th downs for the course of the night. But 3rd downs in the first half, they were 1 for 8. And we got a whole lot of whistles. We're going to have a timeout for the Eagles. They got to talk some things over. Some things didn't look too pretty for them. And Coach Matt Janis has got to talk it over. We'll take a quick break as the Eagles try and figure it out and recall a play here probably. We're going to see how things change when we come back here on Jam & Country 103.
It's a new era at DSU. Dakota State University is rising. Dakota State University athletics are rising. Rising to new heights of performance, of engagement, of fandom. Get ready to experience Dakota State University athletics in a whole new way. You are now entering DSU Trojan territory, an event center, indoor training facility.
And we're back here with you in the Madison Discount Liquor broadcast booth here at the Dan Beacom Track Complex. We've got 2 minutes remaining here in the third. It's a 17-0 lead. Wisconsin lacrosse over Dakota State here for the 8th annual Ag Bowl. Total yards so far, 341 for Wisconsin lacrosse and just 92 total yards of offense for the Trojans. 2 receivers split on each side of the field by the numbers on each side. In the pistol, Weir, handoff, Bowman. Caught up in the middle, managed to get way more than he was supposed to. They're only going to give him about 4 yards on the gain. They're going to say 4th and 11 is coming up. Failing to convert yet again on 3rd down are the Eagles. But it looks like we probably got the field goal unit coming out actually this time. So we'll see if they can strike one through the uprights. That's how they got their first points in this game, was from a field goal. And we'll see if they can do it again. They're going to be kicking from the 26, so a good 36-yard field goal here. Minute and 13 left in the third. The Eagles, oh, they lost it on the snap. Go get him, Trojans. Oh, we got 3 of them swarming him right there. Oh, big, oh my gosh. The biggest stiff arm I've ever seen. No way, in a completion across the field, but it was short of a first down. It doesn't, oh, they say it's incomplete, thank goodness, but if that chaos would have happened, and even if it was completed, I would have been upset about, about the end of that one. But there's a turnover on downs for the Trojans. Shout out to the mishandled snap. Had some, and this is going to hurt me as a Cowboys fan, some very Tony Romo looking like things right there. That flashed me back all the way to when Tony did it. But in the favor of the team that I like, so it's all good. Dakota State Trojans coming out here going to be starting from their own 17. It is their second worst field position of the night, the worst coming a couple of drives ago when they started from their own 13. Oh, boy. We see flags flowing. Looks like it's going to be a false start on the Trojans.
Part of the snap. False start. 56. Offense. 5-yard penalty remains. First down.
And that is actually the first penalty on the Trojans tonight. That is on Jack O'Neal, the right guard. And here comes the actual first play for the Trojans on this drive. It's 1st and 15 now with 58 seconds left in the third. Dannenbring hands it off to Ortman, finds some room on the right side, but finds another Eagle player in his face. 3rd and not 23, 3rd and about 17 or 18 actually. .13 seconds left on the game clock in the third. Still a 17-0 lead. Eagles over Trojans. Snap, Dannenbring. Fakes the handoff, going to keep it going right up the middle to get back to the original line of scrimmage. I mean, that helps a little bit, but it's about time to probably punt this one away now, though. You get back to 10 yards away. Yeah, you're probably punting it. And is that a timeout called? Oh, no, it's the end of the quarter. There we go. That's going to bring an end to this one in through 3 quarters. It's 17-0 Wisconsin lacrosse over Dakota State. We got 1 quarter of play left to stage a Trojan comeback. We'll see if they can do it. Make sure you don't go anywhere. You're listening to all the action on Jammin' Country 103.
For over 50 years, Rosebud Wood Products has been serving America's cabinetry needs. Family owned and operated with employees who have been a part of the Rosebud family for decades. They're big enough to handle any job, yet small enough to make sure your project matters. Quality doesn't cost. It pays. So pay the Rosebud Factory and Showroom a visit today. Or visit us online at rosebudwood.com.
Heartland Energy is a future-focused name. It encompasses everything that we do and the core purpose of who Heartland is.
Anybody can sell you electricity. It's the way our people help our communities grow and therefore have a purpose to that energy.
We're constantly looking for different ways to serve our customers the best that we possibly can.
We're community owned and we exist to serve our communities.
First Premier Bank.
Lake County International to buy your Win Big ticket and support Area United Way.
Back with you here in the MDL broadcast booth. We're in the final quarter of play here at the Dan Beacom Track Complex. It's a 17-0 lead for Wisconsin lacrosse over Dakota State. And we just had a little return from the Eagles here, and they've made it all the way into Trojan territory. Or not a return, but a little run there from the Eagles. They're taking over here from the 42. Handoff. Running back going up right side. Got a little bit of room in there on that tote was Gabe Lynch. He hasn't seen some action in a little bit now. He's going to get about 7 yards for the Eagles on that carry. Oh, correction. That was Deo Oye. Or no, it wasn't. I was correct the first time. That was Gabe Lynch on the carry. Second guessing myself hearing from our announcers here. But we had, that was Mr. Lynch indeed. Got 2 receivers near side, 1 far, ball on the far side hash. Weir taking the snap. Hand off to Lynch. He's got some room left side, back up the middle in the second level. And that's a big first down for the Eagles. They're going to get all the way to the 21 on that. It's a big-time play there for the Eagles. First down for the Eagles once again. Got quite a bit of those first downs tonight. We've heard that far too many times. Trojan defense got to step things back up, but you got to think at this point a lot of linemen and some linebackers in there on gas. That's why we've seen some people outside of the 2 deep today to getting the rotations in for some fresh bodies. Got some tired legs out there. 2 receivers near side, 1 far. Weir gonna float one in the middle. Oh my goodness, right over the head of the man in the middle. Couldn't see who was in the middle, but it didn't matter because it's a touchdown for the Eagles. For the Eagles back there defensively, that looks like that was Caden Ing, the young sophomore. It's a tough break right there for the Trojans as the Eagles extend their lead now, 23-0. attempting the extra point right now. And the kick is up and through the uprights, and that's going to make it a 24-0 lead. Wisconsin lacrosse over Dakota State with 13 minutes and 29 seconds left in the final frame of action. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to see if the Trojans have some type of answer and want to get themselves on the board in this one. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to all the action on Jam Country 103.
For over 50 years, Rosebud Wood Products has been serving America's cabinetry needs. Family owned and operated, with employees who have been a part of the Rosebud family for decades. They're big enough to handle any job, yet small enough to make sure your project matters. Quality doesn't cost. It pays.
Back with you here in the MDL broadcast booth. This is a 24-0 lead. Eagles over Trojans. 13 minutes and 29 seconds left. And it is about to be Trojan ball.
Yeah, because that was the one where they bobbled the field.
And there goes the kickoff, and here comes our return on the far end of the field. Looks like that was in the hands of Michael Foster on the far end. Going to try and go from opposite field to near side, and oh my goodness, had some Eagles crossing his face and taking him down there at about the 16. And that's where this one is going to pick up for the Trojans. If it is at the 16, that's the new second worst field position for the Trojans in this one. And now the Trojan offense going to make their way onto the field and try and have something get to clicking here. So they are starting from the 17, it actually looks like. So right there tied with the second worst field position. Two receivers near side, one far. Dannenbrink dropping back, looking left side. Got a little bit of time. Oh, right off the hands of one receiver. Was it caught by the DB? No, it wasn't. Oh, almost a mistake there. It's one of the first times we've had a ball go off the catchable hands of a receiver for the Trojans and almost fly into the hands of another one. Actually, it's the second time. I take that back. We had a pop-up earlier in the game. 13 minutes and 16 seconds left in this ball game. 24-0 lead for Wisconsin lacrosse. Dannenbrink faking the handoff. Going to look near side. Oh, man, we got confused on our route here. Was it confusion on the route or was it confusion on the play? Which way was he going? So there was a miscommunication there between quarterback and receiver. And had Dannenbrink hit the route that Cole ran, that's an easy first down for the Trojans. And I don't think it would have been too well if he went for that deep shot. We had a better chance for that curl there from Cilliuson. Three receivers near side, one far. Dannenbrink in the gun. Going to let one fly down the left side of the field. Oh, and just a little too much outside of the reach of his man. Trying to hit Jamal Brown on the far sideline there to no avail. And that's going to bring up a 4th down and 10. Nothing but empty plays there for the Trojans. No yardage on it. 13 minutes and 6 seconds left in this ball game. And correction, that previous drive for the Trojans actually started at the 18, not the 17, and returned from about the 35 for the Eagles. He's going to get forced out at about the 44, just 5 yards on that return. And it will be Eagle ball for another offensive drive. And man, oh man, another 3 and out for the Trojans. Just an offense has got to figure things out. A short week didn't help after some of the mishaps from last week. Not enough time to really dial things in on offense and really get what you want out of your guys here. But don't let me make excuses for these Trojans. They can still execute out here regardless of the short week. You got to be able to know how to prepare for this type of game on a short week. Got 2 receivers near side, 1 far. Looks like, let's take a look and see who our quarterback is, see if it's Weir or if it is our original starter, Helterbrand. It is Helterbrand back in the game, and he hands the ball off to Dayo Oye, and he's been a big-time runner in this one, running all over this Trojan run defense that was quite stout in its opening game, regardless of its loss to Dakota Wesleyan. But not the same affair here tonight. This running attack from the Eagles has been potent. Already in Trojan territory here, just 1 more yard to get a first down. Taking the snap, Helterbrand, handoff, Oye. He gets enough for the first. Dayo Oye has been a running machine. He's got a whole lot of shiftiness in his game. He's hard to tackle. Not the biggest guy on the field, a little small in stature, but has incredible running ability. And anybody watching over there on our stream for YouTube right now can definitely tell.
For 72. 10
Holding on the offense against number 72, Mike Bertoa. It's the second one on him tonight. So now they got 7 penalties for 75 yards in this ball game. They got just as many penalties as they had last year, but just 15 less yards. So they're still getting penalized just as much as they were this last season, making all the mistakes, but the Trojans yet to capitalize on any of it. Second down and 11 now. 2 receivers near side, 1 far, ball's on the far side hash. Fake the handoff to Oye. Helterbrand got some pressure. They couldn't get the sack, and he gets the pass off. It's complete in the middle of the field at the 40-yard line to their man, Wyatt Lemoyne. 6'4", 205-pound junior, making a big first down reception for the Eagles, and that's been what this night has been for the Eagles. A little bit of struggle in the early part. They call one little play that ends up being a big play, and it marches them down deep into Trojan territory, and they just execute the rest of the way. Trojans probably feel a little bit deflated in these scenarios because they happen every time you turn around. Every other drive or half the drive so far, that's what happens. A big play on the team in the middle of the field, it's always been a passing play. There's very few runs that have been blown open tonight. 2 receivers near side, none far. Handoff to Oye, far side, going on the right hash. And he's taken down pretty quickly by some Trojans. The whistles out there had the makings of a flag possibly being thrown, but there is not one out there. It's second down and 8 for the Trojans. Or for the Eagles, excuse me. Trojans trying to hold to put themselves in another third down situation. They've been quite successful defending on third down throughout the course of the night. Helterbrand, handoff to Oye going right side. He's got a little bit of room on the edge, but some Trojans stifle him and take him down. 10 minutes and 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Still got the energy over here on this Dakota State sideline. Still got a nice, healthy crowd in attendance here at the Dan Beacom Track Complex. Fair amount of attendance for the opposing fans as well in their limited seating here at the Dan Beacom Track Complex. 9:55 left in the game. 2 receivers near side, 1 far. Ball on the far side hash. Helterbrand into quarterback on his right hip. That's his man, Bowman. He hands it off to him going up the middle, and the Trojans say no, no, no on the third down right there. They've been great on third down all night. Just need to transition some of that third down defense to first and second down. Fourth down, not so bad, but first and second need that third down energy. Got just over 9 minutes left in this game. It's a 24-0 lead. Wisconsin lacrosse over Dakota State. Two receivers near side, 1 far. It's 4th down and 8, and they're going for it on 4th. Helterbrand in at quarterback on his right hip is Bowman. Taking the snap. Helterbrand looking, spinning away from the sack. Gonna let it fly across the middle of the field. Completed at the 20. Oh, my goodness, and that's another first down for the Eagles. Catch made by Studer on that one. It looks like it was a different receiver on that one. Skogerbo in on the tackle for the Trojans. As 6 plays in for the Wisconsin Lacrosse Eagles in this one. I got 2 receivers near side, none far. Ball on the far side hash still. Helterbrand still in at quarterback. Going to drop back far at near side. Catch made. Going to spin near sideline. Going to break the tackle. 10-5 in the end zone. That is a touchdown, Eagles. Oh, my goodness. 7 plays and 56 yards, and marching into the end zone again are the Eagles. Eight minutes and 9 seconds left in the game as the Eagles get set up for the point after attempt. That makes 306 passing yards now for the Eagles in this game and 453 yards of total offense. Trojans still yet to reach the 100-yard mark of total offense in this game. And the point after attempt through the uprights and good. All right, it's now 31-0 here at the 8th Annual Ag Bowl at the Dan Beacom Track Complex. Not looking too good, and the comeback is more out of reach now. It's got 8 minutes and 9 seconds left, 31-0. Wisconsin, the crossover, Dakota State. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we've got this final 8 minutes left on Jammin' Country 103.
For over 50 years, Rosebud Wood Products has been serving America's cabinetry needs. Family owned and operated, with employees who have been a part of the Rosebud family for decades. They're big enough to handle any job, yet small enough to make sure your project matters. Quality doesn't cost. It pays. So pay the Rosebud Factory and Showroom a visit today. Or visit us online at rosebudwood.com.
Heartland Energy is a future-focused name. It encompasses.
Back with you here at the Madison Discount Liquor Broadcast booth. We're here at the Dan Beacom Track Complex for the 8th Annual Ag Bowl, and it's been all Eagles over the Trojans here today. 31-0 in this game. 8 minutes and 9 seconds left in the ball game. Total yards of offense, 453 for the Eagles, 97 for the Trojans. They're going to let that one bounce in front of them, and they're going to pick it up, have a whole lot of scrambling to do, and just get demolished by a herd of Eagles. I don't think that's how you pronounce I think it's probably a pack of Eagles and not a herd, because we're not cows or cattle, you know what I'm saying? So we'll work on that. A host of Eagles, that might work a little better. I like that. First down, though, for the Trojans. Trojan offense going to march on back out here and see what they got. The good thing you can say about the Trojans is they've been penalty-free throughout the course of the game. Just one penalty in this one, and it was a false start by our right guard earlier, Jack O'Neal. But other than that, they've been penalty-free. Dannebring taking the snap, handoff. Ortman going left side, got a little bit of room. Finds the outside edge, making some room. Oh, all that room, and only managed maybe 4 yards out of the carry, but still, you like the running from Ortman. It's the most room he's had to run the football all night. Trojans starting once again from the 17. I am accurate with that one. Their last drive was actually starting from the 17 as opposed to the one before that actually started from the 18. Look at me. Dannebring taking a look back to the sideline. They didn't like what they first had. Trips on the near side. Got one receiver far side. It's Hybridson. Ortman on the right hip of Dannebring. Eagles bringing some pressure. Dannebring going to fire one over to Austin Lake, make a guy miss. He's in the middle of the field, makes 2 guys miss, and they get swarmed by a pair of Eagles, but not before he gets a Trojan first down. There we go. Trojan first down, moving the ball up the field. They get you excited, and let's see if they can keep it going. Need a steady offense here. Got to have a complete drive here. No team has garnished double-digit plays on the drive tonight. Dannebring drops back. He's got some room to let that. Oh, my goodness. To fire that one in just a a massive overthrow from Dannenbring about 10, 15 yards ahead of his guy. And, man, I mean, credit to having the arm to be able to chunk it that far, but nobody had any chance of catching that bad boy. 6 minutes and 50 seconds left in this ball game. It's 2nd and 10 now. 3 receivers near side, 1 far. Solo receivers Hybertson. Dannenbring trying the same thing this time, different route. Austin Lake, big time catch around the 30-yard line for a Trojan first down. Oh, man. It's been the Austin Lake show tonight. He's been doing what Cole Ciliuson did in week 1, and that's being the best sure pair of hands on this team tonight. And there we go. DSU Trojan first down all the way to the 30-yard line. There we go. Officially crossed the 100-yard mark of offense. Blew it open with that play. Dannenbring dropping back. We got some immediate whistles. Do we have a false starter and offsides? Ooh, looks like it's on the defense.
Before the snap, timeout.
Oh,
Wisconsin
no.
lacrosse. Third and final
timeout for Wisconsin lacrosse. Their final timeout of this game. We'll take a timeout with them. There's 6 minutes and 11 seconds left in this game. It's a 31-0 lead, Wisconsin lacrosse over Dakota State. Let's see if Dakota State can get some points on the board when we come back on Jammin' Country 103.
This your place?
No. I live with my mom.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you hungry?
No. I just had a bite.
Do you want a corn dog or something like that? Mom! Corn dogs!
I'm good.
Mom! Corn dogs!
You never know what she's doing in there.
He really needs to get a place of his own.
Who is Dakota State University? We are dedicated.
Here at the Madison Discount and Liquor broadcast booth, we've got the Trojans here trying to march down the field and get their first score of the night. They need some type of juice to make themselves feel good about the night. 2 receivers near side, 2 far. Dannenbring dropping back as he takes a snap. Looking left side, going to let it fly. Austin Lake open right there in the middle of the field, trying to make some guys miss. There's too many surrounding him. He just has to go down there. He gets about 6 or 7 yards on the catch and move. We're going to say 6. I think that's what they're going to say as well. 2nd down and 4 coming up for these Trojans. Finally getting some movement down the field. I'm going to definitely do a bit of what they do and go back on this film and see exactly what's going right here on this drive as they march down. Dannenbring taking the snap, 3 receivers near side. Austin Lake with the ankle pass, and give me an instant replay. Maybe he caught it with his thigh. I don't know. No, they're going to call that incomplete. 3rd down coming up for the Trojans. 3rd and 4, 5 minutes and 38 seconds left in the ball game. Ball is on the 24-yard line. We're just outside the red zone. Trojans looking to get into the red zone for the first time tonight. Dannenbring dropping back, 2 receivers near side. Got 1 wide open. That is Roger Moore. Catch made. He's making 2 men miss. Good shiftiness by Roger Moore. And they're deep into the Case IH red zone now are the Trojans. Where was this offense the first 3 quarters? I don't know, but I wish it was here the whole time. I like it, though. I like to see the good flashes. Maybe you can carry it over. Trojans in the Case IH red zone. Find reliable Case IH equipment for your farming operation in the Case IH red zone at Lake County International in Madison. And I guess there was a timeout on the field called. Yeah, we had an injury. It looks like we're continuing with the little break from the injury timeout. And we are indeed. The player was able to get off the field under his own power. And that's always a great sign. Got 5 minutes and 29 seconds left in this ball game, ladies and gents. A 31-0 lead still for Wisconsin lacrosse over Dakota State. But Dakota State looking to tack on a touchdown. For the first time, it's 1st and goal for the Trojans. Got 3 receivers on the top side of the field, 2 receivers near. Ball on the near side hash. Dannenbring alone in the gun. Dropping back, looking, finds his man. Catch made. Going to run into the end zone, extend across the pylon line, and that's a touchdown, baby. Oh, yeah. Touchdown from Mr. Sean Crawford Jr., the young freshman. And the Trojans get themselves on the board. There we go, baby. See some energy from this crowd now. Something to clap about as they make their way into the end zone. A beautiful drive from the Trojans here. You got to be happy here if you are a Trojan fan. That was 7 plays and 73 yards down the field. It is tied for the longest plays on a drive tonight for the Trojans. And there's the point after. Oh, no! The point after attempt is off the left upright and is no good. Man, oh, man. They got some things to work on indeed for the Trojans. They got on the board, though. It's 31-6 here in Madison at the Dan Beacom Track Complex for the 8th Annual Ag Bowl. There's 4 minutes and 58 seconds left in the final quarter. We're going to take a quick break, and the Trojans are going to kick it off to the Eagles when we come back here on Jammin' Country 103.
It's a new era at DSU. Dakota State University is rising. Dakota State University athletics are rising. Rising to new heights of performance, of engagement, of fandom. Get ready to experience Dakota State University athletics in a whole new way. You are now entering DSU Trojan territory.
Back with you here at the Madison Discount Liquor broadcast booth, ladies and gentlemen. We're here for the 8th Annual Ag Bowl. It's a 31-6 lead now. Trojans have made their mark and got on the board with a touchdown here. First down differential in this game, 17 first downs for the Eagles, just 9 for the Trojans. Fair catch from the 5. And Eagles going to take off with probably their worst field position of the night on this one. Good fair catch over here by them, and we got 4 minutes and 58 seconds left in this game. And that's what you want to see out of the Trojans, see that good flash of what the offense can be by getting into the end zone. When things are flowing, when things are clicking, the right plays are being called. People do their jobs on the football team, protect their quarterback, and that is a part of what executed that drive right there. Brady had time to throw that football, and we haven't seen him have much time over the course of this game at all. 2 receivers near side as a high snap is to Weir. Zach Weir in at quarterback again. He's going to make the toss over, and Eagles going to get all the way nearly to midfield. Ball starting from the 25, and they just got 24 out of that one to get all the way to the 49. The 25 is the second worst field position starting for the Eagles, but they've made the most of it so far, and they actually got to the 48 on that one, so that's a 23-yard gain, not 24. First and 10 regardless. 2 receivers near side, none far. Ball on the far side hash. Weir, handoff to the running back. New running back in here now. Got to search for his name. This has got to be the 4th guy we've seen at running back here. He's going to get about, 12, 13 yards for another first down for the Eagles. They're just marching on down. Ing and Skogerbo in on the tackle for the Trojans. At 3 minutes and 50 seconds left in this game. Let's take a look and see if we can find who our new running back is here. We'll get to his name here in just a second. Gage Bogley. And he gets the ball again from Weir. Right up the middle into a pack of Trojans there. 3 minutes and 25 seconds left in the ball game. It's a 31-6 lead. Wisconsin lacrosse over Dakota State Trojans here at the Dan Beacom Track Complex. Gage Bogley here goes. Just completely different animal with this D3 team that's turned themselves into a powerhouse under Coach Matt Janis and just really emerged on the scene for Division III football lately. And, you know, they're showing why they're one of the better teams in D3. Showing it against these Trojans here. Trojans would like them to have shown their stuff against someone else. This is the first game of the season for Wisconsin lacrosse, and they look like a well-oiled machine. And the handoff is going right side to the same man, Gage Bogley. And Robert Cage in on the tackle for the Trojans there. Got under 2 minutes left in this one. 1:45 left in the ball game. Gain of 4 on that play. It's second down. Second down and 4 on the play. Or after the play, excuse me. 2 receivers near side. 1 back in the backfield on the left hip of Weir. And that's Bogley. Weir takes the snap. Handoff Bogley up the middle. Got some blocking. 2 or 3 yards on that one. Not enough for a first down. Third down coming up. Eagles have not been the best tonight on third down, so this is in favor of the Trojans here. I believe the Eagles they've converted less than a few third downs after many third down scenarios. We hearkened on how bad their first half was in first down percentage there. They were 1 for 8 in the first half. It's been about the same here or worse here in the second half. I don't know that they've converted on third just yet. I have to check back in the play-by-play. Got 1 receiver, near side, 1 far, 40 seconds left on the game clock. Weir in at quarterback. Taking the snap. Going to hold it, keeping it. Shuffling around, scrambling, going to the far side of the field. Going to let it. No, he keeps it and stumbles, gets taken out of bounds. I don't know if it's enough for a first down from my sight from this distance. GP Bapala in on the tackle for the Trojans. 29 seconds left in the game. It stopped at 29 because Weir got taken out of bounds there. They're going to officially rule that out and stop the clock at 29. 185 yards on the ground for the rushing attack of the Eagles tonight. They're going to get in victory formation for a quick snap and kneel and let the last 29 seconds of the game run out. And there's the snap and kneel into victory formation. They're going to let the clock tick away. And there goes 8 plays, 64 yards to march down the field. They didn't get in the end zone again, but still marched their way down. Just a dominant, or a really good display. I don't want to say dominant for the Wisconsin Lacrosse Eagles. They've got some things to work on as well, but a good performance here for the Eagles in their first showing, and a disappointing one on the side of things for the Trojans as they now fall to 0-2 as the clock strikes 0. That's going to be the end of the 8th annual Ag Bowl here at the Dan Beacom Track Complex. Your Trojans drop to 5-3 in Ag Bowl play and don't get to have a 3-game win streak in the Ag Bowl. They're going to have to try that in a few years after they play 3 more. It's a 31-6 final score here. Wisconsin Lacrosse over the Dakota State Trojans. Make sure you stick around for the Mustang Seeds post-game show, ladies and gents. We're going to have a look at some of the stats from the game, and then hopefully we'll have Mr. Coach Anderson make his way up here for a post-game conversation. Make sure you stick around to listen to it right here on Jammin' Country 103.
There's no
First Premier Bank Free Plus Checking gives you the freedom to experience life, to enjoy the things you love, and to breeze through checkout lines with free mobile wallet features. Bank anywhere you want with online account opening and instant issue debit cards. Feel the freedom of no fees, no minimum balances, and no unpleasant surprises. First Premier Bank Free Plus Checking. Apply online or at any branch location. First Premier Bank, member FDIC.
Heartland Energy is a future-focused name. It encompasses everything that we do and the core purpose of who Heartland is.
Anybody can sell you electricity. It's the way our people help our communities grow and therefore have a purpose to that energy.
We're constantly looking for different ways to serve our customers the best that we possibly can.
We're community-owned and we exist to serve our communities.
This your place?
No, I live with my mom.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you hungry?
No, I just had a bite.
Do you want a corn dog or something like that? Mom! Corn dogs!
I'm good.
Mom! Corn dogs!
You never know what she's doing in there.
He really needs to get a place of his own.
For over 50 years, Rosebud Wood Products has been serving America's cabinetry needs. Family owned and operated, with employees who have been a part of the Rosebud family for decades. They're big enough to handle any job, yet small enough to make sure your project matters. Quality doesn't cost. It pays. So pay the Rosebud Factory and Showroom a visit today. Or visit us online at rosebudwood.com.
First Premier Bank has deep roots in South Dakota. Our ag bankers are homegrown experts committed to helping you find the right financial solution for your operation. With extensive experience in the industry, First Premier offers flexible options and local decisions designed to help you today and for generations to come. Find a First Premier ag banker nearest you at firstpremier.com/ag. First Premier Bank, investing in your growth. Member FDIC.
It's a new era at DSU. Dakota State University is rising. Dakota State University athletics are rising. Rising to new heights of performance, of engagement, of fan.
Back here with you in the Madison Discount Liquor broadcast booth. We're at the conclusion of this one. It was a 31-6 victory for Wisconsin lacrosse over Dakota State here for the 8th annual Ag Bowl. And we're in the Mustang Seeds postgame show. Welcome into the Mustang Seeds postgame show. It's brought to you by Mustang Seeds, a family-owned company with a reputation of excellent service and proven performance for over 60 years. First thing we're going to take a look at this drive chart. Still waiting on some final statistics to come through, but we'll get to those as soon as we can. It might be the conclusion when we get to talk to Coach, who hopefully remembers to make his way on up here and have a chat with us this week. I mean, he's not going to be the happiest camper in the world, but we'll take the conversation regardless. All right, let's start the drive chart. Let's look at the Trojans first. Let's get the bad out of the way. Trojans had a total of 13 drives tonight. And let's give you a disappointing number. 10 of those drives resulted in a punt. The other three were the end of half at the first half, an interception thrown by Brady Danenbree, and the lone touchdown on the final drive of the night for the Trojans. And I don't really think I need to break down how things went. A whole bunch of the first 5 possessions, or the first drives of the night for the Trojans, all 3-and-outs. All 3-and-outs. The sixth drive was actually 4 plays, 1 more play, but it still resulted in the same thing, just a completely stagnant offense in the first half for this Trojan ball club. They woke up a little bit in the second half and got some things moving a little bit, and only in that last drive where it was 8 plays and 83 yards for that touchdown, and then missed the extra point. It's just kind of a story of how things went for the course of the night. But basically on the drive chart here, a whole lot of punting and not enough touchdowns and not enough plays per drive. A whole lot of 3-and-outs. And if you want to get specific, the Trojans had 7 3-and-outs out of their total 13 drives tonight. Another good thing for the Trojans, though, if you want to look on the positive side, just one penalty on the night for 5 yards. That's something you can be happy about. A clean play. For the Wisconsin Lacrosse Eagles, it started a little bit gloomy and doomy for them in the early going. A couple of 3-and-outs for 4 yards and 8 yards apiece for a pair of punts, but then they started to figure things out by the third drive. 6 plays and 32 yards. They got to a field goal attempt, and they made it. Kicked off the first bit of scoring here with 3 points, and then the offense got rolling. An 8-play, 61-yard drive, followed by a 6-play and 52-yard drive, both resulting in touchdowns and made extra points. Then their first turnover of the night happened, and then they started to tumble a little bit in what they were doing as they closed out the half and began the next one. They closed out the half on a 4-play, 9-yard drive that resulted in a punt. Then opened the second half with a 5-play, 46-yard drive for a turnover on downs, and then 3 plays and negative 14 yards and a punt. You would think the tide had turned at this point and things were getting figured out for this defense, but oh no, not really. Things kept rolling for Wisconsin Lacrosse offensively. They had 8 plays and 62 yards on the following drive, but then they turned it over And then the offense got back into rhythm and put another couple of scores on the board. 3 plays and 42 yards for a touchdown and made extra point, and then 7 plays, 56 yards for a touchdown and another made extra point. And didn't get to see how that last drive resulted because of the end of the game, thank goodness, so we didn't see too much more points getting put back on the board because it was not the night for the Trojans at all. And on the penalty side of things, the Eagles, they were not clean on mainly the offensive side of the ball as far as the penalty department goes. They had 7 penalties for a whopping 75 yards, 15 less yards of penalty yardage than they had last year, but still 7 penalties nonetheless. So a penalty-riddled team with a lot of things to fix, and Coach Matt Janis knows that over there, but they had enough to take care of the Trojans tonight on the road here at the Dan Beacom Track Complex. And those are a look at your drive chart numbers, and we've got our final box now. And we'll take a look at some of that, and hopefully we can kill some time. It looks like Coach is on his way up here. Yes, indeed, it is. So let's take a look at just some of this stuff on the front. Let's just break down the scoring here for the game here to start off. It was a close one in the early going, just 3-0, and just a field goal for Wisconsin La Crosse in the opening quarter, and then it blew up just slightly with a pair of scores in the second quarter. It was a 17-0 lead at half. And then a scoreless third quarter for both teams. And then Wisconsin La Crosse managed to put up a pair of scores again in the fourth. And then Trojans got on the board with their only score of 6 points, 31-6 final. Here in a bit, we're going to have Coach join us for a post-game conversation. That's how we're going to close out our broadcast here tonight. Make sure you stick around for it. We got more in the Mustang Seeds post-game show when we come back here on Jammin' Country 103.
Heartland Energy is a future-focused name. It encompasses everything that we do and the core purpose of who Heartland is.
Anybody can sell you electricity. It's the way our people help our communities grow and therefore have a purpose to that energy.
We're constantly looking for different ways to serve our customers the best that we possibly can.
We're community-owned and we exist to serve our communities.
It's a new era at DSU. Dakota State University is rising. Dakota State University athletics are rising. Rising to new heights of performance, of engagement, of fandom. Get ready to experience Dakota State University athletics in a whole new way. You are now entering DSU Trojan territory. An event center, indoor training facility, outdoor sports complex, and shared 2-level building concourse will become one consolidated complex, housing existing DSU athletic programs, potential future sports such as soccer and esports, and unique research and academic programs. The design's angular form, modern materials, and interactive spaces will further advance the innovative technology-driven environment at Dakota State University. Students.
This Madison Discount Liquor broadcast booth. We're still in the Mustang Seeds post-game show. We've been looking at some of the numbers so far. We've taken a look at the drive chart, and now we've got Coach Anderson with us. Coach Anderson, welcome in. I was going to say good game, but you might yell at me for that. But there are some good things you had in the game that you can take from today, right?
Yeah, there are. And honestly, just really thankful. The Lord is good, giving us this opportunity to have these facilities, right. And just super thankful. And for the crowd that we had, what an operation that was going on today with our administration and the Egg Bowl and all the people involved. Just super thankful that we've got such good support around here. As far as the game is, stats-wise, it's not looking good. We struggled to run the ball offensively, and when you can't run the ball, it just doesn't set anything else up for you. So it makes it very, very difficult, having a punt blocked. Just all the things happen in a game that statistically say you're going to, not have the success you want. So we just got some things to shore up. We're going into conference play. Was really, really pleased with our run-stopping ability on the defense. They're 2 of 13 on third down. We were 2 of 12, and so that was a battle that way. They were able to accomplish quite a bit more through the air than we were, and so that's where they got us. And so, but, only 4 touchdowns, and I hate to say that like I'm hanging my hat on a moral victory, but like you and I talked in that that pregame,
yes,
they scored 4 in 2 minutes last year, and so me, I was trying to play a little bit more small ball, just quick hitting runs, quick hitting passes, and we weren't getting all those passes connected, and we weren't getting any yards on the run, so it was tougher to play small ball when we were not really moving the ball. I looked up there at halftime. We were at -1 yards rushing, and we only, I think we had less than 10 yards rushing totally offensively. So that's not good. That's not good for our defense.
Right.
Obviously the offensive production is not going to be there for that. But this is a darn good team, and it doesn't make it okay that we didn't have the success we wanted, but we obviously got better than we were last year playing these guys, and so we just need to continue to have the retention with the athletes, continue to build them in the weight room, and obviously, just continue to see if we can improve the next time we play them, right? We played and did a much better job, but we've got to take care of the small details of the game. We had far too – the thing I don't like is we just had far too many breakdowns of not being on the same page, throwing the ball deep when we're setting down. They're setting down and they're taking off deep when we're throwing it down low, and then just not having our eyes on the outside to pick up a protection. Like all stuff that's real simple and we can take care of ourselves. And so that's where we need to get on film and get better at those things, because if we want to have some success, it really will just come down to those really small, detailed things. That broken play, and we got a guy come running in and he just dumps it out to the receiver, late in the game there when everybody's had enough, and it's the discipline.
Right.
That's our biggest enemy right now. These first 2 games is the discipline. So, just can't beat them down. I love the guys. Our guys are fighting hard all the way till the end. I love that about them. And so, we just got to build off what was good and fix the bad.
Yeah, and definitely the way you're talking about this and what we saw throughout the course of the game, you just assured it that things are fixable. It's not like you guys are going out here and you're doing a lot of things that can't be fixed in practice and really fixed by next week, frankly. I mean, there are a lot of things that just can be fixed over the course of a week. You just got to dial those things in and be disciplined. Like you said, Coach, one thing that you already mentioned and alluded to, you guys are really awesome on third down, stopping them 2 for 13 for Wisconsin lacrosse. They were pretty bad. I think it was 1 and 8 at half anyway, so they weren't getting that done. And y'all started shutting them down on fourth down too. They were 2 for 3 at the half. Y'all made them stop 3 for 6. I mean, there are some positive things to look at here. But, I mean, the in-between is, if you're a coach, you're a player, you're harking on those things. It's hard to grab on to the good things in a loss like this. And you talked about moral victories. They've hung 42 on you the past 2 times you played. They only got 31 today, and they struggled to get to 31. So, I mean, that's a sign of good things. If you want to bring any smiles out of anybody, there's something definitely to smile about here.
Yeah, absolutely. After that block punt, we held them. They got a field goal out of it and into the wind. And so, I mean, there's plenty of good. The grit and the attitude and the effort of the guys, they're not on each other's, backs or at each other's throats per se on the sideline, just things like that. Like, our culture is really good. The guys want to have the success they want to have, but they're not blaming each other, and they're not blaming this or blaming that. They understand it takes everybody to have success. And so on those third downs and fourth downs, I was really appreciative when they tried running the ball. And that's definitely our forte right now. We've got to shore some things up in that defensive backfield, and I know we can because we did last year. We got torched the first 2 games, and we switched some things and fixed that and went along with our run game much better. And so we've got some special team situations we've got to take a serious look at, see if we want to make some changes there. But only 1 sack. We did have 1 turnover. He was trying to throw it out of bounds, that just didn't get it out, and the guy made a play on the sideline. So at least he had the right sense of mind to try and get it out of bounds. And so. But then at that last drive, it was against their 1 defense, and so that was encouraging because we diced right through them. Which then, of course, when things work that way, I'm sitting here going, "Geez, I guess I should have thrown it hard the whole time." But they were blitzing and getting to us too, so we were having to get that ball out, and that was part of the issue with trying to be accurate and stuff like that. So they did it. They had a good game plan. And their front 4 did a good job of getting pressure on us, and where we were just struggling to get to their quarterback. And so, but man, what a big team.
Oh, yeah.
They are.
They got quite a bit of size over there,
Yeah.
and they were making things hard for that offensive line throughout the course of the night. A lot of pressure, pockets getting smaller on Brady throughout the course of the night. Some throws that probably could have been makeable. He just didn't have the time to get it out. Some guys were open, and y'all almost got to benefit on some scenarios defensively where, a ball or two was tipped, and it was just nobody just within an arm's reach of it. But one of those balls that, is 50-50 if you got guys in the area. That could be a momentum swing for you guys, and it's just small things like that you didn't even get the opportunity to take advantage of in today's game. But one thing that points out to me is that offensive line. Tell me what your thoughts are about the offensive line and the job that they're doing. They only allowed 1 sack today, but it was a lot of pressure on Brady in the pocket.
There was just some breakdowns with the pressure at times of, one guy would make a call and another guy wouldn't hear it or wouldn't see it and wouldn't get the depth, and so they got off the edge, and then he's trying to throw faster than he needs, and receivers are asking, well, what happened? I didn't even have time. Like, you didn't see it. Like, he was trying to get rid of the ball,
right.
And so, and then, then they're like, oh, all right, shoot, well, so I switched up some things too with the protection to try and help one of our guys on the edge there, and so I switched some things up without even really telling anybody, just to help us with the pass protection, and it did work. In that second half, we were able to move the ball a lot more. Unfortunately, it was through the air. We've got to be able to run the ball,
right.
Otherwise it's tough to beat anybody at any level. Because again, that grinds the clock. It gets first downs. It just keeps our defense off the field, and then this high-powered offense, and then the one we're about to face with Waldorf will be the same thing. We have got to keep our defense off the field and keep them fresh, and they'll continue to do a very good job. So, again, honestly, just really thankful in a lot of areas. Just 1 penalty, 1 sack, 1 turnover with all the heat that we had on us, whether they were blitzing or the front four got to us. But just the big plays. We just gave up far too many big plays, and then we were trying to back off, and then they were running the ball on us, and so it was just hit or miss, kind of a pick your poison defensively, and so. But on to bigger and better things. Like I said, God is good, and we'll be fine. We've still got a great team. Thank God. I think we came through without any major injuries,
right.
Which after the first game, holy smokes.
Yeah, you got to be happy about that, yeah.
Yeah, it's not good. I hate to see my guys hurt or unfortunately, we've had a couple in the hospital after that first game. 24 hours after that first game was just a disaster for us. So my heart is heavy for those boys. And, we had some issues in that defensive backfield tonight due to an injury that we had yesterday in practice, and so that got us. They found it, picked on it, and and that's how it is. But the next guy's got to step up and be ready, and I'm sure we'll have these things fixed before the next game.
Oh yeah, and you don't have a quick turnaround like this week was. I mean,
you're
5-6
right.
days, so you get to lean back and kick back, and you got 9 days to prepare for your conference play and for everybody to get as healthy as they can possibly be. Because starting the season, that's when people say you're as healthy as you're going to be.
Yeah.
But now you got to hope for all the health in the world. But Coach, a lot of things to look forward to with this team, a lot of positives here. There are things to clean up, but there's time to clean it up, and there's plenty of season left.
Yeah.
Plenty of season left.
Yeah, and they're fun guys.
Absolutely. I have fun in practice. Everybody talks to me.
Yeah,
it's been a good time. Any freshman, junior, doesn't even matter. It's been great. I love this group.
They're a great group. They were raised well. They've got great families, and just real thankful to have the guys that we have, because we've had some situations where we've had some cancer. I hate to use that word in football when it's such a serious thing, but and we're not having that, so there's a lot of positive, and guys are understanding, we're just trying to talk about, we've got to do what's best for us. We've got to take care of our little things, and those are the things that we screwed up on today. Right? And it'll just be a reiteration of okay, now nobody's trying to screw up, but let's go. Let's get this stuff taken care of. Let's take care of our job for the sake of the team. And so we'll watch film, we'll point it out, and we'll get busy fixing it. And like you said, after you play Dakota Wesleyan, that's always going to be a tough game. But then to have 4 days to get ready for number 12 in Division III,
right?
I think we can do a little better.
Right.
And so that's something we'll definitely have to pay a lot closer attention to in the future, despite needing to have these activities at this time. I think we can do a better job there. That wasn't what cost us the game.
Right.
That's not at all the case. This is just a really good lacrosse team, and we played really good in a lot of different situations, much better than we played last year at this time. So 4 days, 3 days, if it is what it is, we'll be ready to go, but just prefer to have a little bit more time.
Right?
Yep.
You'll take advantage of it for sure. Guys, this has been Coach Anderson of the Dakota State football team. Dakota State falls tonight 31-6 in the 8th Annual Ag Bowl, but they'll be back next week with some conference play against Waldorf, and they're going to be on the road, so make sure you're listening in or watching to support your Trojans. Coach, appreciate you coming up here for the Mustang Seeds postgame and joining us here. That's going to round things out for the postgame show here. This has been the Mustang Seeds postgame show. Maximum potential yields and valuable service and products. Mustang Seeds, a proven leader for over 60 years. That's going to do it for us here. Appreciate everybody joining us here tonight on the radio or on YouTube. Thank you for everybody coming in. We'll see you guys next week against Waldorf here on Jammin' Country 103.